Okay, call 911 because I
You
still
refuse to me to breathe. I guess 5 times I've told you my name and my birthday.
Calm down. Do it again. Calm down.
Well, when I can breathe.
Here, give me your license. Give me your license. I'll pull it up.
What? 9864 Levon Almanda.
Levon, I can't understand you when you scream.
Coming from a galaxy near you, this is Brothers in Booze. And here are your hosts, Greg Washington and Doug Ziegler.
Welcome to Brothers in Booze. That was Doug, that's how I feel when I go on my beer tours and I don't find any black breweries. I'm like, where are my black brewers? There's 2 of them and there's 10,000 and
yeah, and I'm gonna call 911. Like she jumped to that really quick, didn't she?
yeah. Y'all refusing her to breathe. That's what she said.
All right, man. Well, hey,
I'm not gonna refuse this beer though.
Oh man, yes, Dovetail. Fest beer.
Yeah, still got one of those fest beers left. Still got about 7 of those fest beers left.
Yeah, you said you had a boatload of them, so
yeah, cheers. I didn't say it.
Yeah, you didn't say it. You didn't say it. Okay, Daniel said it, but we saw it on the screen. It's okay. So, how is the fest beer?
Toasty, light, slammable. I wouldn't say toast. Yeah, cracker crumb thing, not toasty. A nice, wonderful fest beer from Dovetail. We know they do everything right.
Yep,
especially the lagers.
Yeah, they do a classic beer styles really well.
Out of Chicago, right?
Yep.
Cool.
So I'm gonna not start with a beer.
Okay.
I'm gonna start with Hop Splash. Sierra Nevada's basically it's hop water. It's like the Lagunitas hop water kind of deal. And I haven't had any of these other than Lagunitas. So I saw it, so I thought I'd pick some up and see how it is.
Right.
Since I have some bigger beers later, I'm going to start with no beer.
Oh.
Torch and Crown. That's one of Daniel's favorites, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. Hop water, baby. Look at all those
bubbles.
Like
glass stuff, like
that's your shirt. I'm coordinating.
Is this a theme?
No, that's just I happened to do this. This was by complete accident.
And where did you meet our guests?
Here.
Yeah.
So did I. So this, Greg, I think you would really like. It is like a hoppy tonic water. It's really, really crisp, really refreshing. Gives you a little bit of the hop flavor, but not like the Lagunitas hop water was like really hop forward. This is not. This is much more subtle. But this, I could see you actually using in like cocktails. Like that's how.
I was gonna say gin.
Yeah, that would be excellent with it. So yeah. So I'm pleasantly surprised by this. I didn't have a lot of high hopes because the Lagunitas hop water was interesting, and actually we had that when I had it. It was with you at Dad 2.0. Matt Strain brought it. We had it there, and that was the time I had it. And then I just saw this and thought, oh, cool. I'll try that. See how that is. This is like I said, it's looks like cloudy water, but that's probably from the hop stuff. Thank you.
I have sound effects now. Shout out to the oldest for helping with that.
Yeah, do you need the one that I showed you months ago that we haven't used in the show yet, and I've been dying to use it.
Oh, I didn't get that loaded. But soon. All right, Doug. Well, I think we should, without further ado, bring our guests on. It looked like they were having technical difficulties earlier on, but it looks like everything's settled there now. I'm excited to talk to them as I was in Barrel Flow, but now we get them all to ourselves. We don't have to share them like we did at the damn fair.
Mm-hmm.
They were so busy, and Drew tells a great story, and Jasmine is electrifying, and the beer is sensational, and it's all inspirational. We're going to bring them on right now. We're going to bring on their thing says Drew and Jasmine, but sorry, I'm going to say Jasmine
and Drew
from Liquid Intrusion. And I know Drew's not going to have a problem with that, so but I'm just going to do it properly here.
Hey guys.
Hello.
How are y'all doing?
We're doing great. How are you?
We're doing good. First question is, what's in the glass, Drew?
Yeah, what are you drinking?
We are drinking our African Queen and her 7 Seas IPA. It is.
And we are jealous.
Yes,
apologies. We call this quality control. We just dropped the African Queen and her 7 Seas about like 2 to 3 weeks ago. And out of the batch, we took a keg, of course, because we have our own draft system in the house. Repaid Libco, said, all right, we're going to have this in the house. Just quality control, just always making sure that we're on top of the liquid and, making sure that there's no inconsistencies or anything like that, and just make it prevail. You know what I mean?
Extensive quality assurance testing.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. And I don't know about you, Doug, but I went on the website and got my sticker this week. So I don't know if y'all saw that came through or not. Yeah, okay,
did.
Verifying.
So much.
Verifying. Okay,
Yep.
cool. You saw it. Excellent.
We apologize for the delay. We were actually on vacation. It was our wedding anniversary. We spent time down in Jamaica, so we're tanned and burnt at the same time.
Hey, well-deserved vacation for you two, because you guys have been crazy freaking busy. So good for you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's been one hell of a year.
Yeah.
Which leads me to thank you, Doug. Tell everybody about Libco. Tell us. I mean, Doug and I know, but not everybody who's watching this.
You start first, or you guys?
Oh, I can do the intro.
Go ahead.
So we are Liquid Intrusion Brewing Company. We are a husband and wife operation out of Brandywine, Maryland. We are officially now the only Black-owned brewery in our county, Prince George's County, which happens to be one of the most affluent, Black affluent counties in the country. So with our name, we have two meanings. Scientifically, the way the water flows through malt, which create wort, which then turns into beer. And then secondly, we want to intrude on a market that's underrepresentative of African Americans. And then with the craft beer sector for African Americans, ownership is less than 1%. And then on top of that, in Southern Maryland, there aren't a lot of craft breweries here. We do have one that is Black owned, Patuxent Brewing Company, which is in Waldorf, Maryland, which is about 15 minutes away from us. But we are here making our mark. We are one of 8 the Black-owned breweries in our state. We affectionately call ourselves the DMV Collective. So you do have Patuxent, you have Liquid in Brandywine. We also have Black Viking in Montgomery County, Joyhound in Baltimore,
Howard County, yeah.
Howard County, and then in DC we do have Sankofa, Soul Mega, and Urban Garden.
And my wife forgot to mention that she is one of about 12 African American women across the country that owns a brewery. And to also give shouts out to the DMV Collective, Urban Garden is a Black woman-owned brewery as well too. Yes. So out of the 12, 2 are in the DMV. So definitely got to put that on the map as well. DMV is doing big things.
Got to do big things.
And this is what I love about the Black brew community, Doug. You felt it at the Barren Flow, but I asked them about them, and I got heard about all the other ones. And that's what it's all about, and that's what I'm used to with y'all.
As I like to say about the DMV Collective, our unification is unmatched and never challenged. So,
and y'all even go beyond that because yes, and y'all even go beyond that because y'all Y'all collabed with Mac Brewing and Crafted Culture out of Ohio to do
Mhm.
the first only 3 black brew collaboration that we know of, and definitely at Barrel and Flow because that's certified. We know that. So y'all are just how long y'all been doing this? I call y'all. Drew knows I call y'all a little baby brewery. Because you're still
Aw.
2 years old, or now how old are you though? Really, like what is the age of Liquid Intrusion? So I can get this
So
right.
Liquid Intrusion, it is officially 1. Barrel and
Okay,
Flow
so you
was the
baby.
1-year anniversary.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you're still
so
a baby, not a toddler yet. Not a toddler. Well, I don't know. When is that time, right, Doug? When they start to walk, and that's the toddler thing, right?
That's a toddler. Yeah.
Okay, so they're starting to walk.
Glad I'm
They're
not in
starting
that
to walk.
phase anymore. Whew.
Right. I'm
whether
sorry, I cut y'all
babies
off.
or toddlers. No, say whether babies or toddlers, we got a lot of personality. You know what I'm saying?
of course.
Yeah. Oh, steaming with it.
But yeah, so with that, so like
That's
Barrel and
true.
Flow kind of became our Super Bowl is the best way to say it, right?
Mhm.
So like not this one that just passed, but the year prior to my wife and I just rode up. We hit up Dave Bracey like about like a month before the actual event and saying like, hey, we're home brewers and we want to try to get our liquid out there. And I was like, I don't want to do anything the day of the event because I want to enjoy it. But could we do something to where we could taste people? And he's like, well, that's what the bottle share is for.
Yeah.
He's like, that's what it's all about. Get it to the masses, let people try it, get reviews, and then there. So my wife and I made about a case each of our core 4, which is the African Queen of her 7 Seas IPA, 6%, our South of DC Cream Ale, which is 5%, our 7% Lemongrass Saison, and our 9% Plum Basil Farmhouse Ale. Canned it all up, labeled it all up. What you see is what you get. It's minus the orange and black, right? And we went up there and we made the liquid prevail. So with that, we tasted everybody on it. It was pretty dope to see Celeste Betty walking around with a can of the plum basil and didn't realize that we made it. And then we really got to know a lot of the brewers, got to know a lot of the influencers and things like that. Then come Sunday of the brunch that morning, everybody was like, hey, y'all aren't home brewers, y'all are brewers. Like, y'all got something special here. We expect to see y'all back here next year, as a brewery, as a brand, and making it happen. And forgive my language, but damn it, we did it. You know what I mean? And with that, it became, like I said, that in between that year from last year to now, we did work, right? So like we honed in our recipes. We traveled a lot. We went to Oklahoma and did a collaboration with a woman-owned brewery out there called Equity Brewing Company. Mother-daughter team out there, not Black-owned, but that doesn't matter because their fight for diversity, equity, and inclusion in a state like Oklahoma is just like the fight of being a Black-owned brewery. So we saw it to be a no-brainer to collaborate with them. We did 2 brews with them. We did a New England IPA called Liquid Equity, about 6%, and then we did a Blackberry Belgian wit called First But Not Last for Equity was celebrating their 1-year anniversary.
Hopefully not the last.
They are the first woman-owned brewery in Oklahoma. Hopefully the last, and we aspire to be PG County's first Black-owned brewery. Hopefully not the last. So it was a very good play on words. Got to see what the beer scene was out there. They gave us a tour of the state as far as breweries was concerned. Yeah, nice. We were welcomed with open arms. It was pretty dope while we were brewing beer. A lot of folks like transplants from Maryland were out there. They specifically came to come see us and talk to us. And, we made that happen. And then shortly after that, we took a trip up to Ohio in Columbus. We poured beer at the Victoria's Secret headquarters. They were kicking off beginning of the summer their diversity, equity, and inclusion happy hours.
And I must add, we get this question a lot.
Yeah,
there were no angels out there, unfortunately, but there were still lovely people that were happy to see us.
Lovely people like the CEO of the company.
Yes,
but we got invited there via Sizzle with Crafted Culture Ohio. Pretty much he had Hannah with Dope Cidery and a couple other folks out there, all Black-owned brands pushing something in the alcohol sector.
Yeah.
And we were the only one that was invited outside of the state. So we packed up my wife's truck, jockey box, CO2 kegs,
The whole works.
and just went up there and just made the liquid prevail and went from there. And then that was on a Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And then we drove back home to DC that Sunday, which was Juneteenth. We drove up to Philly and we poured beer at Mac Brewing Company's Juneteenth cookout. So the thing about us is that all during this time, we weren't legal in our state. We were nonetheless fighting with our state to get legal, to get approved. And yet we were still going above and beyond and far representing our state at the same time, right? Just saying that, hey, Maryland brews great craft beer. The craft beer scene is phenomenal here. So why not push it, right? And why not, always try to put that forth first. And through that, I think our state started to realize that we weren't just some small time brand. Like, although we are small time, we have very big hopes, dreams, and aspirations to become, one of the leaders of the Black craft beer scene in the DMV.
And it's,
go ahead. No,
I was going to say, it took a lot for them to realize that we're not just here to talk the talk, we're here to walk the walk. So with everything that you saw at Barrel and Flow was contributed to our sticker sales, from our tent to our jockey box, the merchandise, table hop, every single thing. We've been able to work our butt off, brew these brews, can them up ourselves, label up ourselves, ship ourselves, and produce what you saw at Barrel and Flow. So it's not like we're pocketing anything. We're not,
it all goes back to the business.
It all goes back to the business. And that's also how we were able to score our 20 barrel run, which we'll get into with our African Queen of Her Seven Seas IPA.
And another thing, all while everything for us traveling from this short span to where we got actually approved our state, we're still working our full-time jobs.
Yeah.
We're by day full-time job. My wife does IT for an online college. I sell HVAC equipment now. I work for my homebrew shop. And from there, at night, by the time we get home, we're brewing beer, taking care of the dog, and still making time to be husband and wife as well, too.
That's all I got. No, it's not all I got. But number one, before we get to Doug, I just want to say, if y'all ever want to do a Wisconsin trip like that, I can work with you and get you some contacts.
We're down.
I can show you the state. Let's do this. I got ideas are just popping in my head as you're all talking. I got the perfect breweries for y'all. I got more than one to collab with, maybe. I'll put everything together. I'll help you. Let's come to Wisconsin. Come to Wisconsin.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm serious as hell. So hit me up. I'm not joking. We have to work on your schedule, of course, but let's do this. Please.
Yeah.
We'll get something planned out.
Doug? Yeah, and Doug, what was up with that blackberry Belgian? Ooh,
that's blackberry Belgian wit.
Yeah, you and I both rolled their eyes. We heard that we were both rolling our eyes.
I mean, when you guys are saying like a lemongrass saison and like a plum basil farmhouse, and I'm like, I want all of that. Like, that just both sound so freaking good. Where did you come up with the plum basil? Like, I've only had basil in one beer once, and it was a basil IPA. Well, how did you come up with plum basil and to a farmhouse ale? What made that connection?
So the funny part with that, we do call our plum basil our Bob Ross happy accident, because that's not something that you would initially think of. The two flavors going so well together. So the story with that, my father actually has a plum tree in front of his house, and some of us, we should know that the plums are kind of seasonal. So at the beginning of spring, towards the middle of, towards the end of spring, the plums are ripe at this time. My father continuously asked us, hey guys, I need y'all to come over and get these plums. Because at that point, they were starting to droop a little lower to the sidewalk. There were strangers coming to get them. He didn't want strangers to get them. He wanted family to get them. All right, Daddy, we're going to come over. We're going to come get the plums.
We didn't
get the plums. He asked us a couple more times. All right, Daddy, we're coming. Come get the plums. All right, we're coming to get the plums. Yeah, eventually he came and dropped off plums at the house, cussed us both out because we took too long. But we got a carton full of plums. Cool. Then for Drew's old manager, she had it was a full-blown basil plant. She didn't want to go bad, and she just brought it to work and said, "Hey, brew beer with it." We're like, okay, well, what kind of beer can we do? Right. And there's not a lot of spaghetti. We can't make that much spaghetti for all that basil. Like, what are we going to do with it? So just really random, cut up a piece of plum because we were going to just puree it up and put it in the freezer anyway. So we cut up a piece of plum, took off a piece of basil, put it together. We're like,
damn, this is really good.
This is actually good.
And it just became second nature. Like, as soon as I tried it, I'm like, this needs some type of farmhouse Belgian yeast on it. Like, so let's figure something out and go from there. And then we brewed it, and we actually pitched a puree in fermentation, like a day into fermentation, and it takes off, it rips. But it just makes a phenomenal liquid. And it's one of those things, like I said, it was our happy accident. We stumbled across it, but we're so happy about it. The story makes it mean so much more because, my manager at the time, she doesn't really care for beer like that, but she knew my passion behind it. And then for her father to be a part of it as well too. And, because like we could have just still, like I said, drug our feet. And if he didn't really believe in us and just, show up on the doorstep and cuss us out about it, plum basil probably wouldn't have been a thing. But with that, we're super proud of that liquid. We're super proud of all of them, but just the way how that came about, because happy accident, and we stay true to that.
And the good part with that as well, we've been able to convert a lot of your self-proclaimed non-beer drinkers over with that plum basil. They get a little shook when they hear 9%, but it's very smooth. It's not very boozy.
Super complex. And we're very happy to say that is one of our more popular ones. But hopefully one day we'll get the ball rolling with that. so it's not just in the area.
Yeah, Jade, she stick around. I love how I call it liquid. I'm a convert.
Yep.
Yeah. So for us, just to kind of go on like where we come from with liquid. So my background was beer sales, right? So pre-COVID, I was a distributor rep. Then I left them and I went to Anheuser-Busch for a small little stint down in South Richmond, Virginia. We all kind of know that Anheuser-Busch is kind of evil empire and they don't make it fun anymore. So I left it and then got into beer bars, managing beers, got into a Belgian beer bar. And from there, COVID happened. I got fired on my day off. It's the best way to say it. I had to go in and shut the restaurant down and lay everybody else off. And it was like, hey, when you're done, cut yourself a check and take it easy. So did that. And my wife, she ended up working from home with her job, still
working from home.
She said, you need to find a hobby and leave me the hell alone. So knew how to brew beer, knew how to drink it, knew how to talk about it, just never learned how to brew it. So, pick recipes, just going on YouTube, finding stuff, just really teaching myself, asking some beer friends what's going on. And we were able to be blessed to luck on an entire 5-gallon brew system. A lady that she lived in Bowie at the time, her husband had died of cancer. And he had a full brew system, 4-tap Keyser with Perlick Flocal taps on it, pots, carboys, all that stuff. And it was all pretty much over and claimed on, but she was like, come up with a truck. We can sit down and talk about it and see what's left over. And, maybe I can help you out. So went up there, brought my brother-in-law, my best man, and one of my oldest friends from high school. And I sat her down and I told her what the dream was and what we wanted to do. And she was like, wow, you remind me so much of my husband. She was like, you know what? Damn all these people. Come on, just take it all. And she gave it to me for free, and you can price it out to be like $500 worth of equipment. So just free of charge to take home. And when I backed the truck up, my wife was like, what the hell are you doing?
Where's all this? What am I going to do with all this stuff? So one thing about our dynamic, I definitely love Andrew's ambition, his vision. So to be a part of this project, well, initially it was a project, just trying to figure out what styles we liked, what styles we wanted to brew. Growing myself and to, learning how to, it was very fun to be a part of the project. And just wanting to make sure as a wife, because I'm a wife first before I'm a business owner. Just wanting to make sure that I can see his plan prosper. Yeah.
But it was very fun because like I like writing recipes. I like brewing beer. I just can't brew an IPA to save my life. I don't know why. I love drinking them. I know what I'm looking for out of them. I just, excuse my language, I just fuck them up. I don't know what I do, right? So my wife said, she came downstairs, said, get the hell out the way. Let me brew this African Queen real quick. And the product that we have today is literally based off of her. So I was like, all right, hands up. I'm going to take a step back on this one. And she kind of like, she fell into something that she didn't realize. I was like, I'm never brewing this again. You're brewing it. So I'll do the heavy lifting. I'll pay for the ingredients, all that stuff.
Oh my gosh.
You're brewing it. So, but to get back to the liquid, liquid was always a slang term in the industry. So for me, I kind of wanted to bring that to the limelight. Also, beer actually is a liquid. So why not? It's a very infectious word. We've seen a lot where people say, hey,
liquid.
We start converting people over to saying, hey, this is really good. Oh, it's liquid, the liquid. And our slogan is may the liquid always prevail. The biggest thing is that we don't care who you are, where you're from, your background, your orientation, it's all about the liquid. We stay true to that.
May the liquid always prevail.
Indeed.
Respectfully, that Queen beer is your best beer. This is my opinion.
That's the only one that, no, I had that and I had the collab at Barrel and Flow, but I didn't have anything other than that. So that was excellent. So
that beer is just really, really nice. It's delicate. It's like, I say it's like a champagne beer kind of. It doesn't taste like champagne, but it has that, what's the word I'm looking for, Doug? Like
effervescence.
Yeah, it has that, like, listen, when you're drinking this shit, you're you're good people. You're having a good time. It's one of those like, Doug, you come to my house. You've never been to my house, but if you did, I would roll out my best shit. If that makes sense. So then that would be part of my best shit. Be like, here, try this one. Right. Yeah. And it's really, really good because it's the unique part. It's a really unique beer because of the hops that y'all use. So I want y'all to talk about the ingredients that go into that beer, because you kicked it out of the park, Jasmine, and you kicked him out too. So that was like a two-time. I love when you can see them. Like you're a good together. Like this is how I know Doug and I are good together, because I could tell Doug that you fucked up and he's like, it's cool, and vice versa. We have that going back and forth. Like, for Drew to trust you, to be pushed out, and for you to just come in and nail it. The whole story is wonderful.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was more so me just sitting there.
Yeah, I got tired of seeing him.
Yeah, it was more so me sitting there pouting, like, man, I don't
waste
know.
The money. Let's be real.
I don't know what the hell I'm doing wrong.
Okay.
I'm following it to T, and she's like, you know what?
Okay.
Get the hell out the way.
Right.
Let me do this.
It was Wonder Woman coming in. Okay, it was Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
right.
and like we got it transferred, we kegged it, and like I'm sitting there every step of the way watching it. I'm watching her, she's watching me. We're like consulting, jotting down notes, like I's across the T's. And then the final product came out, and I was like, damn, this is good. Mm-hmm. I'm like, and she's like, yeah, I did that. I'm like, yeah, you did it. You want to keep doing it too.
Right now you stuck, lady. Now you stuck.
That's okay. So with the African Queen and her 7 Seas IPA, brewed at
Yes.
6% with African Queen hops imported from South Africa to give you those stone fruit flavors. And then Falconer's Flight 7 Seas. So that's every varietal of hop that begins with the letter C, your citrus, Chinook, Centennial Cluster, Crystal. I think I'm missing something, but everything that begins with the letter C to give you those juicy citrus flavors. Again, brewed at 6%. It's not going to sit you down. You know, you can knock these back a little bit.
It's a football Sunday type of beer. It's one of those things where you can have multiples of, right?
It's like drinkable. It is very drinkable.
Right.
Yeah.
When you
even for Doug, who doesn't like IPAs.
Right. Exactly. But like when you look at majority of IPAs, like especially when like a sporting event, a lot of people may drink just one or two, and then they'll go over to like, you know, your big macros and all that stuff. But like this is something that you can just continue going all day long with, right? It's super approachable, like I said, super crushable. I'm very shocked because like I would think that it would be overly piney, but like IBUs are moderately low on it, you know, and it's just a damn good drinking beer.
There you go.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it at the festival. So yeah, I was like, and I'm not generally an IPA person, so for me to like it, then that means you've hit the mark, because I'm just not like an IPA. I'm like not an IPA head. I'm more the darker stuff. But
got you.
Yeah. So can I speaking of liquor, can I do a nice segue into my next drink, since my first one was basically tonic water?
What you got there?
So this is something that I just picked up today because I saw it and I was like, this is so weird because it's reminiscent of my childhood and not all at the same time. So Geneseed has this little tiny derivative of their business that they do, where they do like craft beer. This is an imperial stout by them. So it's called their brewery series. First of all, that's like an old beer light. My grandfather had this beer light in his fucking bar room. Like, I was like, holy shit. So this is it's an imperial stout. So it's 8%. It doesn't say anything else on the can. Greg knows I'm a big sucker for can art. So this is like something that I just had to pick up because of the nostalgia bit. And the problem is the thing that my grandfather used to drink was fucking cream horse ale, which or the 12 horse ale or their cream ale, which both tasted terrible. But that's what he had to drink back then. So I just had to pick it up to give it a try, just because holy shit, how weird is that?
Wow.
So it's kind of cool, Doug. So for us, there are some inspiration behind some of our brews. And our cream ale, we wanted to try to get somewhere along the lines of Jenny cream ale. So it's kind of, you know, weird that you brought up a beer and it's like, oh, damn, you know what I mean? So with that, I'll just go into like our South of DC cream ale. As Mike said earlier, there's not that many breweries in Southern Maryland. So with that, we wanted to have a liquid that's super approachable. And as you see, like with our core 4, cream ale, IPA, lemongrass saison, plum basil, farmhouse ale, the spectrum is from your novice palates all the way to your more advanced palates. But that cream ale, that's something that we wanted to make sure that we put Southern Maryland on the map. As even right here, as you look at the can art on it, it clearly has, you know, the DMV on there, and it, you know, the little Lotus star on there just indicates that, hey, we're south of DC.
30 minutes south of DC. Literally
30 minutes south. And it's just one of those things that we want to have that liquid, because there are pier bars down here. There are bars on the bay. Then you got sports bars, things of that nature. We're truly excited for that liquid to come out. On a contract level, that will probably be the next one that we'll introduce. We definitely want that one to be the Southern Maryland beer. So like if you go anywhere into DC or north of DC, you probably won't be able to find it, because we just want to make sure that we have Southern Maryland on the map.
Right.
Yeah. JHG is from, I don't think he's from DC. He's from DC, right, Greg? So yeah, that's
right outside. Outside.
So I'm just going to say that beer is super surprising. It drinks almost like a milk stout, like it's almost sweet, but it's sweet, but it's also very creamy. And I think it feels like, but it doesn't say, like I said, it didn't mention whether it's lactose. It just said imperial stout, didn't say imperial milk stout, but very smooth. it's not a fantastic stout, but this is far better than what I thought it was going to be. And I bought this for, I think I bought it for $3. So because I bought a single can of it. Yeah, surprising. Like, well done for Genesee. Let's put it that way. Also, I would like to say that I like cream ales, and Greg is a little less bullish on them. I like them, so
I love cream
intrigued
ales
to
too.
try it.
So when we got the system, I started brewing with the cream ale first because I wanted the wife to approve that I can keep going. You know what I mean?
But then I also learned that brewing cream ales are kind of boring. So that's why we kind of expanded our catalog as well.
So that's a part of y'all's core four, which is what you call it, right?
Oh, interesting. I don't know
Yes.
who Curly Crap. I don't know who Curly Crap Beer Traveler is, but
Is it
awesome.
Crafted.
I guess that. Yeah, so that's Leo was saying that this crafted beer, Curly Crafted Your Beer Travel is part of the people responsible for this beer. So that's cool.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, that the cream ale wraps up the core four. You guys told us about your core four. Those are the ones that we are launching with, and that we are generally, if you're going to see any liquid intrusion, those are the beers we're going to see.
Yeah.
Yes.
So right now, African Queen, and the goal is every quarter of next year we'll be able to introduce another one of the core four.
So then hopefully by this time next year, all four will be out.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, I dropped. Did I say it here or did I say it in pre-production? I think it was here. I bought one of your stickers this week. Want to tell everybody about that?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, so how we were able to get to this point and all that jazz. We sell stickers, right? You buy a sticker, sticker's $40, right? In this package, you're going to get a sticker. You're going to compliment a 4-pack as well. You're going to get a comic book in there from my childhood collection. That when the brick and mortar is finally up and running, you can turn that in for, there is limited edition paraphernalia or clothing, merch, things of that nature, right? Something special.
Yeah.
And then you're going to get a 10% lifetime discount code. So when we grow, you grow. So wherever Lipco is, if we're at a beer festival and we're selling merch, your discount code is honored. If you purchase anything on the website in the future, your discount code is honored. Even when you come to the brick and mortar, your tab, you can give it and it'll be honored as well too.
Mm-hmm.
From there, we are actually encouraging people to share the code as well too, because we're taking a tally of how many times that code is actually being used, which can get you to certain levels of swag or whatever the case may be.
Like a loyalty program.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So we've used that to literally get to where we are now. And it's been beneficial. We can't say thank you enough. Even to all of the folks, because like we've shipped all over the country, from here all the way to California. So to and far and in between. And, going back to the pandemic, like everybody was doing proxies and shipping each other's beer and all that stuff. So it was like, well, hey, how about we do this and, we can actually build funding for ourselves. So literally Liquid Intrusions went from $0 to actually building on it based off of sticker sales and getting to the point to where we are now. And like my wife said, actually being able to afford a barrel contract brew as well.
Yeah, I was going to ask about whether it was a contract brew situation. So, but even getting to that, that's a hard hurdle to get over for a lot of folks. So that's really great that you guys got there so fast. I mean, it doesn't seem fast to you guys probably, but to me that seemed pretty fast.
It's pretty fast.
It's been fast.
It's pretty fast. There's a lot of people, that's been supporters, and they said you shouldn't be to this point yet. Like even the brewery that contract brews for us, it was like, yo, you're one of the fastest brands that we've ever seen actually be out there and be able to afford it and can continue to keep it going as well too.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is that a lot of breweries start with a GoFundMe or crowdsourcing. Your main engine is the stickers. So if
Yes.
y'all out there, you listening, want to help Liquid Intrusion, the best way is to go to your website on the bottom there and buy stickers.
That's correct.
That's correct.
So y'all heard this, right? I told you. I'm gonna tell you again. The best way to help my motherfucking friends over here is to go to that link down there and buy the stickers. And they will ship you a compliment. You can have that wonderful queen beer that I've been telling you about. If you don't like it, hit me in the DMs and we can argue about it. I'm telling you, and I don't do this often, dog. That beer is worth everything that they're doing, and you get so many different perks. So please, as a person, for me, do it. Thank you.
And just rehashing the perks. So of course you're going to get a sticker, right? Complimentary.
I want my
4
sticker
pack.
though. I paid $40 for it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Yeah, complimentary core 4 packs. So once
I know
again, South of DC Cream Ale, African Queen of Her 7 Seas, IPA, your Plum Basil Farmhouse Grass Saison.
Mhm.
Also, there's going to be, commemorative comic book, which is going to be initial on the first page. When the brick and mortar comes, no matter how far you are, whenever you're in the DMV, stop by. We will always honor it. I don't care. You come in with that. We see the signature on the inside. By all means, you want to get your swag, and then from there you're going to get a lifetime discount code. So, by all means, that goes for merch, shirts, hats. We have 8x10 portraits of the can artwork of the African Queen and also the Plum Basil, of that nature. So
Even if you choose to buy another sticker, that will work for that.
it'll work for that as well.
Mhm.
So
Wonderful. And I would peer pressure Doug into it, but he's got 2 kids in college, and I'm not even trying to touch him.
One kid at college, and 3 in high school. And let me tell you, my wallet is unhappy at this moment.
Right. You don't even got the 2 kids in college yet, right?
Next year, 3 in college. Well, 2 in college. One's not going.
Ooh, fire.
Wow.
That's why I said I won't.
maybe the family can buy you one for Christmas.
That would be awesome.
Doug might have to start slinging some of your liquid.
Yeah, I might have to drive down and from upstate New York and be like, how can I help? Because it's holy shit.
Yeah.
Doug, do you ever follow up to the stickers?
No, it's interesting because you talked about the sticker format, and I was talking to Greg about this, and I think we talked about it off stream. But I live in upstate New York, and we supposedly like weed is legal here, but they don't have any distributors or shops. So what this one place did was you buy stickers in the shop, and then you go to this window right next to it, and then you exchange the sticker for weed, and that is how they get around it. And I was like, this is similar, but it's a genius way to fundraise. I think. I mean, I really think this is great. So I'll be buying a sticker here soon. Just I have to wait until I find out what's going on with my oldest, because his thing with his money situation is not great. Being 21 and making money decisions is not a good space for you to be in. But so
Yeah.
Doug, and I'm saying to my kids,
right?
Yeah, but I'm saying to my boys, aren't you guys sure you don't want to do technical school? There's a nice online school.
My youngest is all about that.
Yeah,
My
HBCUs online. Right.
My youngest my youngest wants to do trades. He doesn't want to go to. He's like, I don't want to go to college. Why do I want to go to college and incur all that debt? I'll just learn a trade, and then I can just start working. And I'm like,
we
okay.
need those people in trade too. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. HVAC is a wonderful.
What was that, Drew?
Yeah, what's that?
I'm saying HVAC. It's a wonderful business as a trade. Everybody nedes air. Everybody needs heat.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of the things he's considering, and it's that in welding. He's just trying to figure out which one he likes more. So
yeah. And these are all things, if you find out, because you know how when you're young you think you know what you want to do.
Yeah. I'm 50 and I don't know what I want to do.
Those are things you could do, right? Those are things you could do part-time, maybe at night, maybe on the weekend, even to supplement. So it's not like a skill that you will never, like you could just You know what I mean? Like, have.
Yeah.
That's what I was telling my boys. I'm like, it's not all or nothing. You learn a skill, you might need to be able to make that skill work for part time. Like, because we all, I was like, at some point, you're going to be like, I need to make more money. I need 2 jobs. We all went through that era. And then, you get to a point to where I'm too old for these 2 fucking jobs. Like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I got kids, I got a family. I need to see these people. So, like, you get, and Jasmine, you said a little bit about, to speak to that. And I want to actually talk to you about that, which is work-life balance that you have. We talked about this at Flow. But I want y'all to talk about it because, again, some people look at it like, man, I love my wife, but I couldn't work with her. So, Doug, before we get to Drew, Jasmine, Doug, are you one of those people, though? Let's keep it real.
No.
Did you work with Joe?
I don't work with her. We both work from home.
No, but could you, though? Like, could you see yourself starting a business and doing that grind? Because it's a grind, even if it's a part-time business. It's still
I personally have no motivation to have my own business. Like I know I am too lazy to do that. Like I know I couldn't hustle like you guys. I would just be like, nope.
But Jill and you would be, the point is Jill and y'all would be cool though, even if.
Yeah, we're great at communicating. You've seen us in person. You know how we are. And we're really good at that. But like, I realize there are a lot of people that's not quite the case. So,
Well, it seems to be the case with you and Jasmine. So I want to hear more about it.
Me too.
What's up, y'all?
Yeah. Go ahead, honey.
I guess we'll start at the beginning. So Andrew and I were actually high school sweethearts. We met junior year in high school. Am I telling the whole thing?
No, you can
skip it. Okay. Yeah. Well, we met in junior year of high school. We actually got a little closer towards senior year. We were sitting right in near each other in the front of each other in the row. So he noticed that I was laughing at some of the jokes when he was cracking on a friend, and he noticed I was laughing. So in typical fashion, because he's like, oh, well, I got this cute girl to laugh, I'm going to keep making jokes. So he kept making jokes. I'm laughing, and exchanged numbers that day. And we actually made it official the summer after we graduated. So we've been together officially 15 years. And we're married officially 2 years this past Sunday. So a lot of people think we're a little crazy going into business together. It's like, oh, well, I already see my, spouse 24 hours anyway, and then I got to spend another 24 with them doing business. Like, how do you guys make it work? Well, that's the upside about us knowing each other for so long. We know how each other operates. We know when someone's getting tired. We know when someone's getting a little burnt out. And we kind of lean on each other for support if we kind of feel like one is falling off, or if someone needs a little help here, someone else will fill in. And we know each other's buttons so that if one is already irritated, okay, I'm not going to keep pushing the issue for something. We kind of have that working relationship, so we know when each other isn't, like I said, isn't feeling well, isn't feeling up to it, feeling a little down. And then on top of that, with the work-life balance, trying to get our 9 to 5 done, come home, have an hour to chill out, watch TV, get something to eat. We do have our fur baby, our 7-year-old pit bull named Lola. She's our quote unquote brew dog. She doesn't like being outside, but we call her our brew dog.
She actually hates brewing.
She hates brewing.
Does she like beer? Does she like beer?
No. My father-in-law tried to give her beer one time. She threw up.
She got sick. It was,
I don't want to laugh at her.
No, it's actually quite funny now.
But at the time, I was very
upset,
but yeah. But right now, the name of the guest is communication and making sure that we have the schedules down pat, so that we aren't running into instances where we're completely burnt out and we have to put the business on the back burner. That's not something that we want to do. With this still being our, now officially 2nd year in business, we just want to make sure that we keep up our momentum, make sure we're still riding the wave, and keep, Lipco going.
So it's weird because like I've been in the beer industry, so I get the grind, I get what it is to go in and make sales. I understand being in, bars to support on the late night, um, you know, delivering kegs and getting a check and trying to chase down money and all that stuff. And my wife is now learning it, but like from starting out just as home brewers, just trying to figure out what our schedules are and what we're doing. We've created a shared calendar,
Oh yeah.
of all of our personal things that we have going on, bills, then Lipco things, events, Lipco bills, things of that nature. So the first thing that we should do before our feet even touch the floor is look at the calendar and plan out your day, right?
Right.
From there, with my wife working from home, she's kind of the eye in the sky. So if there's something that has to happen, like on the fly or on the cusp, I can let her know, like just quick text, hey, how's your day going with work? She'll tell me whether it's good, whether it's not. She already knows if she says she's good to go.
That's a slightly cringy text too, because once he was asked, "Oh, how's everything going?" I'm like, "Oh, here it goes."
Pretty much. But the things that I'm asking, she knows that it's imperative for Lipco. So it's like I physically cannot do it because either if I'm at work, I'm physically working, so I'm doing manual labor. I literally can't do it. Or it's something to the point to where I'm driving for Lipco or I'm in an account for Lipco and it's like, hey, can you do this for me real quick while I have the account in front of me? I'm talking to them and then boom, she can shoot them an email real quick and it helps us get the ball rolling for whatever it is that we need, right? As far as like Lipco, as far as like right now with us doing contract brewing, I'm majority of the face. I'm the person that's going in, making the sale. I'm doing the deliveries. I'm collecting payment. My wife is, like I said, the eye in the sky. So anything that's dealing with social media, anything that's dealing with actual invoices, things of that nature, just on the electronic side with the account, it's all primarily on my wife. And then when we come home, like I said, we take that hour to decompress from our jobs. And then, if we come up with the schedule throughout the week, as far as Lipco, whether we're home brewing, trying to download a recipe for contract, or we are doing emails, setting up events, setting up meetings, things of that nature, and just go from there. Every Wednesday, we actually have a Lipco meeting, what we call it. So we sit down and we just talk about everything Lipco that's going on, start of the week all the way to us finishing out the rest of the week, planning for the following week. So as you said, Doug, communication is key. I think with us being together so long, as my wife said, we understand the pushing of buttons. I think my wife understands now, like for me, for Lipco, we don't necessarily look at each other as husband and wife. Like we are, but it's business first, business partners. And let's deal with that, check our emotions at the door and go from there. But the factor that husband and wife comes in is like how my wife said, fatigue sets in. I can automatically see it. She can automatically see it in me. If there's something's going on, something else, hey, what's up? Talk to me, because if we can't settle this right now, it's going to be detrimental to Lipco. So let's figure this thing out.
Because I'm always teasing to call HR. I got to figure out how to call HR, get HR involved for mediation.
Right. Right.
And then I reply and
there's got to be a threat. Right. Well, Doug, there's no threat to this.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, Doug. Follow up.
No,
And then we'll
go your beer, and then I have a question for Drew and Jasmine after that.
My second one is one that we all know. We all know this one, don't we?
All right now.
Yes, my crafted culture out of Columbus, Ohio, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Which kind of, I'm sorry, Doug, except on your follow up, because I wanted them to go a little bit deeper into the collab.
Go to collab. But my question was more social media related and stuff like
cool.
that.
So you can. Okay,
so
cool.
Go tie that in. Let's go.
Yeah, this is nice. So with the mango and the pineapple, and it's still showing after how long were we at? You know, Fire and Flow, and he was throwing these around at the end. This is really, really
Yeah, he
nice
was.
as
Yeah.
far as a juicy, nice IPA still coming through after all these months. Really, really
Mhm.
nice. And then I like how he has some Eldorado, Amarillo, Mazaka in here. So yeah, this is an easy segue for y'all to talk about the collab, but also talk about the brotherhood and the support that y'all found at Barrel and Flow and with other black brewers, please.
So with first and foremost, Mac Brewing Company, Dave Mack, it's no big secret. The three of us went to the same college together. So that relationship has been so strong prior to beer. It almost pisses me off because I didn't realize he liked craft beer back then because we could have been drinking beers together. But it
Did y'all
is
know
what it
each
is.
other
But
there?
now
Did y'all know
Say
each
again?
other at college?
we
Did y'all
did.
know each
We
other at
did.
college?
All three of us knew each other. We just didn't follow in the same circles is the best way to say it. But we knew Matt
We knew each other.
and
Yeah.
he knew us, right?
And y'all
then,
were a couple then too, then right back then, right?
Yeah.
Y'all were a couple in college. Okay,
Yeah.
so y'all
And
two were tight, and then Dave was in your circles, is what was going on.
yes.
Yeah.
And it's
cool.
kind of weird. So even going back to like last year's Barrel and Flow, Dave Mack was a very big vehicle to get us in front of people because like he tried the liquid first. It was like, yo, this shit is great. Excuse my language. And he was like, hey,
You
need
can
to talk to
swear all
this
you
person.
want.
Oh,
Swear all you
appreciate
want.
it.
Oh,
He's like,
Lord. Oh, no.
We do not censor
No.
shit.
No, we don't censor shit.
no, but he was like, he was pretty much saying like he was a vehicle. He's like, hey, you need to talk to this person. You need to talk to that person. So we've always had that conversation, and we've always talked. And there are times where like he'll call me out of the blue, and me and Jasmine we'll just have a three-way conversation just about beer.
Yeah.
By way of that, like same way last year, me, Mac, and Sizzle stood next beside each other, and all three of us took a picture. And then from that day forward, it's been nothing but just being this close.
Yeah.
And from us going and like for Sizzle to call us to come out to Columbus for the Victoria's Secret thing, that loyalty and that brotherhood, sisterhood, just being there for one another is always there. It was kind of weird. It was non-Lipco related, but we took a ride out to Cincinnati because that's where my mother-in-law is from. We stopped in Columbus when Sizzle had his old spot and just sat there and just picked his brain, and he was just nothing but a wealth of knowledge. So it was pretty awesome and pretty dope. So it became a no-brainer for us to do a collaboration the way that we did. The collaboration is a 13.5% Imperial Amber Ale with yams called Amber with the Yams. We wanted to commemorate Black women. We wanted to show their plight and their journey and things that they deal with. Amber with the Yams will be a ever-going saga. We're trying to create Amber to be a character and show her throughout life of all the trials and tribulations that Black women go through. Amber with the Yams normally sounds like a call, like a cat call, if you will, the Yams. But we turned it into an acronym: youthful, ambitious, motivated, and smart. Like I said, Imperial Amber Ale, Amber Ale yams, brewed with fresh yams, molasses, graham cracker, and fresh vanilla. And it also is a very big play on all three philosophies of beer. So like Sizzle and us, we really like flavors and complexity of liquid, but also making it simple. Mac is all about the ABV.
All about his ABV.
So with that, everybody got appeased in it, and it was kind of one of those things to see like, how do we make this work? So like Sizzle actually made the recipe. I tweaked it a hair and just did some things completely opposite of what he actually put on paper. And then from there, Max said, yo, I'm not doing this unless it's above 10%. So with that, it was like, okay, everything that we were doing, let's go ahead and, how can we put more ABV in there, and how can we make it, you know, nice and strong, so it's also to the point to where, yes, it's 13.5, but it doesn't taste like it.
Mhm.
It's also very complex, and there's just something in there to where all three of us can be proud. And we produced that product, and you all had it, and you know, we're super proud of what it is. We're super proud of what it represents. We're super proud that, you know, for us being our first official time at Barrel and Flow, we were doing a monumental 3-way collaboration between all 3 Black brewers, because, you know, at Barrel and Flow, either you're collaborating with another brewery or somebody's collaborating with a very big name brewery, right? But you never really saw all the Black-owned breweries become one and go from there. As far as camaraderie between, you know, the Black-owned breweries, for us, it was overwhelming, because we had a lot of the breweries that said, hey, we want to see you here next year. They made their way over to us. And it got to the point to where it's like, wow, you get that knot in your throat because you didn't realize that, hey, you know, you think some people might be selling you, you know, blowing smoke up your ass or whatever. But come to find out, like, it was straight, real, unconditional love.
Yeah.
And it was really dope. Our Culture being one of them down in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Their whole crew. Like, I was like, yo, man, I was like, who's manning your tent? Oh, fuck that. I wanted to see y'all. And it was like, all right, you know, that's pretty dope. And you know, just it was just very great to see it. And I was there, so you're like, that little era that we were in, it was popping over there.
It was Dope Row. That's
like,
what they
Dope
called
Row
it.
is what they called it. So for us, we didn't
And
have any
you're-
chance to use the restroom.
Rounds and hops.
And
Yeah.
you're a near dope.
Yeah, dope. I was gonna say.
Dope, I was gonna say dope's
Yeah.
right near you guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
it was very overwhelming. But then when you come back to the DMV, the camaraderie between the DMV collective, like, there's no transparency, there's no gatekeeping.
No, there is transparency.
I mean, I'm sorry, there is transparency, and there isn't any gatekeeping. Forgive me, I've been drinking. But with that, the DMV collective, like, we meet like at least once or twice a quarter, and we check on everybody. We do health checks on everybody,
Supporting each
supporting each
other's
other. Yeah, and if anybody needs anything, because, like, say for example, Liquid Intrusion is in an account that somebody else wants to be in, they can call my phone and be like, hey, give me the rundown. You need to talk to X, Y, and Z on X, Y, and Z day at X, Z time. Go in there and get it.
Can I just also say that, as like, obviously I was there, but I went there trying, as I told Greg, I just want to kind of take it in and not speak, if that makes sense. Like, I'm a white dude and people hear me speak all the time just because they think I'm supposed to. But going in and just kind of being an observer and seeing just the way everybody just kind of, like I said, they come together. They just were like really embracing everybody, and everybody tried everybody's stuff, and everybody just was. There was a joy in that whole environment that I had never seen at a beer festival, and that's one of the biggest takeaways I took out of that was that, and people were trying stuff, and it was not like most beer festivals you go to, and most people are just there getting freaking loaded. That's not how this was. I mean, sure, there'll be some people that do that, but like, you come in and you'd be like, I mean, every pour I was like, just this much, because I didn't want to, you know, because I got there at noon and we were going till 9, so it's like, I need to be able to walk around.
Marathon.
Everybody's like, totally understand here. And it was like I said, just see, like, and I never felt excluded either. It wasn't like I felt excluded in any way whatsoever. Like, I know Mac's been on our show twice. He was like, hey, Doug, come on over. And his sister Latifah was like, and just talking to me, and just like, everybody just kind of embraces everybody. And it is the best beer festival I've ever been to. And I was really happy to finally be able to go. And I got to go with Greg, and I got to stay with Greg. So that was really nice.
Tell them. They even let white people back in the back part of the tent.
Yeah, it was great. I got the boogie back there, man. That was great.
Yeah, man. No, like, for me, like, I don't even call Barrel and Flow, because like we went almost every year prior to us making Liquid Intrusion. it's not a beer festival. It's like a family reunion. You know what I mean? Like everybody comes in. You're going to try some weird, funky beers because like all the collabs are weird and funky. You know what I mean? Like nothing. There's no similarities or anything like that. So that's very dope to see. Then everybody brings their best core liquid as well too. And then from there, you know, everybody just because like you see everybody on social media, you see everybody on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and then you actually get to see them in person and just get to sit down and just have a conversation with them, share a beer with them, and just go with it from there. And like we that's why we love Barrel and Flow so much, and it's our Super Bowl. It's the best way to say it. But like, yeah, man, and for that, being a Caucasian male, Doug, like that doesn't matter. It's still a beer festival because it's all about the liquid, right? So for anybody that feels slighted that's watching right now, come, please.
Yep, please do.
Come,
You'll be happy to.
Come on.
And I also want to say that your 3-way collab was my favorite collab that I had there, and I had maybe not all of them, but I tried a boatload of them, and I was like, wow, this is freaking great. And I'm a high ABV person. I like those, but I also know that like if you're gonna be drinking all day, high ABV isn't the way to go. But I think I had 2 samples of that because it was just so freaking good. So and that's one of
no wonder you had Mac on twice on your show.
Yeah. No, it wasn't because he was on our show. It was just because the beer was fucking good. Like I really like that beer. Even to Greg, like we had it, and I was like, "Ooh, yeah," and he was like, So.
Mac was the only beer you had on here that made you roll your eyes like you were having an orgasm.
His beer on the show.
It was one of those, Jasmine.
It was what was it? It was I'm trying to think. It was his lemongrass.
Yeah,
some lemongrass and
lemongrass honey.
Yeah, and I just was like, holy shit! Like, like I don't think there's not a lot of beers I've had that reaction to, and
I was like, do we gotta stop the show or what the hell is going on?
Are you alright over there,
Doug? And I was just rolling my eyes when you said Mac and higher ABVs, because I rolled my eyes at him like a bunch of times about it. Like, you're never gonna come off this motherfucker, are you? He's like, no. And I'm not saying he should. I'm just saying like that's his thing. And he even tells the story about how he went up, head to head with human robot people in a respectful manner, of course, but they had a disagreement on the liquid. And they ultimately came together and made that liquid, and it was great. Yeah. But he's really a hard charger on his vision, and that's what we love about him. Actually, he tests it, and you want your vision to be tested. Y'all probably know this. Like you want people to come up and test you, or you want it to be tested. Again, we tested Drew's IPAs, and that shit wasn't working, so we had to get Jasmine in. So, and once we tested it, and then Jasmine was able to come in. Test it again. Wow. We got synergy there. You know what I mean? So that's what that's another part of y'all's story that I love. I pretty much love everything about it. But so I'm looking for the flaws here, Doug. I can't find them. Like Ashford and Simpson, solid as a rock. Like,
you want to know our flaws?
You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, Andrew!
You want to know our flaws?
Don't do this! Don't do this!
Not yet.
Hey! We just built you guys up. Don't freaking tear it down. Let it go. It's fine.
Oh no! This is great. No. This is great.
No, but he's going to hang himself.
We're going to save Drew for himself, Doug.
Yeah.
He's going to mess himself up.
Don't do it.
Right, I was like, Doug, we're gonna save Drew from himself. Should we just do that?
Let's go and ask next.
How about I have a third? How about I have a third beer? I do actually.
Doug, real quick, it's time for us to get messy. So, y'all have to take
now,
right now. Y'all have to take two people in this graphic and shoot them into the sun. Okay. Got it.
Okay.
You pick 2 and you shoot them into the sun. They'll never be here forever. Doug, I already know one of yours.
I already have mine too. So.
Doug, you want to go first?
Yeah, mine's Kid Rock and Luke Bryan. Fuck those guys.
Yeah, that's mine too. Yep.
wait, yeah. Okay, so we got 2 for Kid Rock and 2 for Luke Bryan. True?
Yeah.
I don't know what Luke Bryan did. I don't really know, but
I
I'm gonna
don't
say
know either.
Kid Rock and Justin Bieber.
Not the Biebs.
Biebs gotta go.
Ah. Oh,
Luke Bryan is a country singer, and I hate
Yeah.
country music, so that's
Gotcha.
why he goes. Blake Shelton at least sings some sort of poppy shit, and he's married to Gwen Stefani, so he gets a pass.
Blake Shelton is so awful, though. Oh my god. It's Kid Rock for sure. I mean, come on. Like, if he's not on
Definitely
your
Kid
ballot, I'm
Hey,
questioning
can
your ballot.
we just pick one dude from NSYNC, the guy with the fucking dreads, the crazy?
No, that's Chris. No,
Oh,
That's
no.
Chris. Whoa!
They're gonna come after me because I was
Holy
gonna shoot.
shit.
I was gonna say bye, and then
no. The person that needs to be to the moon in sync is fucking Justin Timberlake.
Why Justin?
Cause that goddamn so Justin Timberlake kind of appropriating the culture a little bit, and then he came out with that Man in the Woods bullshit.
But he's from Memphis.
I don't give a fuck.
And then hold on, the way he treated Britney Spears, the way he treated Janet Jackson after the nip slip thing.
All right,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm with you, Drew. I'm with you.
Fucking son.
But he's not on there. And then y'all not gonna let me do in sync. So then
Who's
Or is he?
Kid Rock?
He's on there.
If you do
Oh,
one,
he's
you
on
got to
his
do them
thing.
all.
Yeah.
Right, you got to do the whole group. Chris Kirkpatrick and all the
Yeah.
motherfuckers. Lance
I
Bass,
thought
they all
we
gotta
was
go.
picking one.
And Joey
One in the
Fatone.
Right, NSYNC is 1. They count as 1.
No,
So y'all not gonna let me do NSYNC because it looks like y'all gonna fight over that. So I will do.
Who the fuck is
Kid
Kane
Rock,
Brown? Who the fuck is
and I will
Kane
do.
Brown?
I will do Drake. Fuck Drake.
I don't know.
Sorry.
Who is Kane
You know
Brown?
Drake.
Who is
You
Kane
know
Brown?
Drake. Jasmine.
I know Drake, but I don't know who Kane Brown is.
Me either. Who the fuck is Kane Brown?
Oh, he's a black country singer. So I'm not
well-
going to shoot him into the sun because I
No.
want more.
He-
I want more black people there to irritate them. So,
Yeah.
so I don't
No,
particularly like
there's
his
not that
music
many
Doug, at
black
all.
country singers out
No,
there.
it's not.
Him
Right. So we gotta
and
support
Darius
them.
Rucker.
Right.
Him and Hootie.
Oh, no.
Right.
Oh, he hates being called Hootie. Don't call him Hootie.
Play some Hootie.
Right.
Hey, the guy's actually got a really good voice. It's like I don't
he's
care what
good.
Yeah,
I
Darius
just
Rucker
never
is
got
good.
into that shit.
Yeah.
I never got into that. Yeah.
Well, white people loved Hootie and the Blowfish, so we got into him pretty good.
Kid Rock and Luke Bryan. Kid Rock and Luke. Wow. Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bieber suffering
yeah.
with his issues.
Yeah,
I feel sorry for Biebs. I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him
And
his
that,
wife.
that kid,
Yeah.
and that kid before he was famous, he was like a musical prodigy. He could play a shit ton of instruments, and like he was really talented. He just got famous really young, and as we see time and time again, people that get famous young don't transition well to adulthood for the most part. So
Right.
Yeah.
So Kyle, what
Well, I
did I
didn't know
walk
yet.
in? Kyle,
Kyle, shoot 2 of these people into the sun. Take your pick.
right.
Take your
right.
pick.
Come on, Kyle.
We'll never see or hear them again. Right. So Drake is so tempting here. I got to do Drake. Sorry.
In honor where you can pick one person out of NSYNC.
No, you cannot.
Okay, if you can, then Justin Timberlake. I'm with Drew and I agree on
Yeah.
that. If we could get rid of one
Timberlake
of them,
all day
yeah.
long.
Right.
He's got to go.
Right. He's got it. I know. We know he's sexy and everything, but that's not working here. Right. Kid Rock. Right.
Oh.
Can we just shoot Kid Rock twice? Right.
Send him around the orbit of the sun. He lands back. Off
Kid
you go
Rock.
again.
Kid Rock.
If I can have one memory of Kid Rock, is just that he no, never mind. That was Limp Bizkit. I'm sorry.
Right.
Sorry. I'm a big wrestling
Right.
fan. I'm a big wrestling fan, and Limp Bizkit was Undertaker's theme song back in the day. Keep rolling,
Yes, it
rolling,
was.
rolling,
Oh,
rolling.
Rolling.
Yeah.
But I even think
I
Fred
thought that was
Durst
Kid
came
Rock.
out. Yeah, and I even think he came out and said Black Lives Matter and y'all need to get your
Yeah,
shit
he's
together.
actually
Okay.
very progressive.
Right,
dude.
so
He
Have y'all
Olympics
seen
is
him
over
lately?
here. Kid Rocks. No, I haven't.
Yeah, Fred Durst. Have
They're
y'all
not
seen him
good.
lately?
No.
They're not good. He became a
I
father,
mean-
so I suspect, round
He's like
belly and
super
everything.
gray, long beard. Like he does not look. He took the red hat off, and he does not look the same.
I want to look.
He probably doesn't have any hair, is my guess.
He's
Oh,
not
wow.
on the table as far as this goes, though. Daniel.
Fred Durst is not on the table, Daniel. Sorry.
Yeah, you can't shoot him into the sun. I mean, you can. But, yeah, Kid Rock just released a Trumper song. I didn't know that.
Twice. Yeah, he did.
Fuck
Yep.
that twice. Yeah, well, I agree.
No,
Yeah, he's
there you go.
he's not on here.
You can't pick people because if I could pick
Right,
people
y'all
that weren't on
talking
the
about
list,
right.
I'd have a lot of other people going way before Kid Rock.
We have a
Oh,
lot
yeah, and
of
then-
other people.
And then Jasmine wouldn't let us pick in sync. So no, like we couldn't pick individual in sync people. No, then forget it. Like you don't get Fred Durst if we can't pick Timberlake. That's how it works.
Nobody, all right?
So if we can't pick Chris,
Well-
you can't pick Justin.
Oh no,
either.
Justin's got no. Fuck that. No.
Daniel, we're not going down that road. We're not going down
Yeah.
the Kanye road. We are not- Daniel, don't open up that can of worms. Right, we should shoot
I
those.
will get to this.
Okay.
I thoroughly think Kanye's about to drop an album. He does
Kanye's
dumb
what?
shit
Probably.
and then drops an album.
Yeah, like a double album of crazy shit.
No, I'm not. I can't do it anymore. I just can't anymore, y'all.
Don't get me wrong. I'm done with him. Like I used to be all about Kanye. You couldn't say shit about Kanye to me, but like since once when he started turning gospel and he started doing all this wild crazy shit, he's got to go.
I think I
And plus,
stayed
I know-
on for what was not oh shoot
Oh,
Pablo,
Jesus.
The Life of Pablo.
Yeah,
I think that was the last for me.
yeah, that was the last one.
I was
Lives
totally
Matter.
out when he basically started threatening Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson.
Oh, he was stalking his ex-wife.
Yeah, that
Oh,
shit.
Let's go.
That,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was out
I'm
with the
gonna rip my
whole.
beer off and go back.
Well, you know, black people wanted to be enslaved. I was done with that shit.
Oh,
Jasmine.
yeah, we called it a choice.
Yeah. Or he said that we were fine. Our elders were fine with being enslaved. They were too comfortable. He said. And like, could you get
Yeah,
more
that
of a
was-
slap in the face to our elders? I mean,
That was
our
definitely a
ancestors
slap in
who
the
went
face.
through that shit.
And
Come on.
that guy also clearly needs some mental help. Like he really needs some help. And he's rich. He should be able to get it.
No, Zach, we're not
I
playing
think
that shit.
the downfall happened after the death of his mom. He never really properly
Yes.
healed from
Yes,
it.
Jasmine.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%. And apparently, from all accounts, she was just a wonderful human being herself. So she had
Yeah.
that guidance on him. And I've heard really good things about the documentary that came out, and a lot of it was about her. But I just couldn't do it because I'd just be screaming, "Kanye, fuck you," the whole time. It would not be good in my house. it's like a football game going bad, Doug, in my house when
Yeah.
Kanye comes on. And then Doug, you met my 60-year-old. He used to be a big Kanye fan, and now last week with the White Lives Matter thing, he's like, "I'm out."
Oh, well, okay. Well, at least you can see that.
I'm like,
I have a question about Kanye.
I think everybody has their limit with Kanye. I think, and we've all either reached it or
Yeah.
surpassed it.
Yeah, I have a question for you about Kanye. Has he reached? There's this thing that somebody coined a term, the Tyson zone, where you could say anything about Mike Tyson, anything, and you would believe that he did it. Are we at that stage with Kanye? Like, upon a time, you could say, "Well, Mike Tyson wrestled 3 bears and kicked their ass," and you'd be like, "Yeah, that tracks. I can see I can see Mike Tyson doing that." Are we at that point with Kanye? Because I think we're there. I think it's close. Yes, Daniel, you're totally right.
I
we're
agree,
not
Daniel. I agree.
We're just gonna just buy a big cannon, and every time it faces the sun, we're just gonna shoot people out of it. Doug.
You know, if
Hey,
they,
so-
you know, they're sending all those celebrities to the moon or to space and then bring them back down. How about we, you know, put them all on the ship and then just leave them in
Just
space?
let them go. Right. Or
Just let 'em
what's
go.
going on with Elon wanting to populate Mars? How about that?
Yeah, send them all there.
Send them to Mars.
Terraform Mars.
another
Good luck.
weird one.
Who? Elon?
Him and Jeff Bezos, they're weird.
Elon's
Jeff
weird.
Bezos has a infatuation with penises.
Oh, he does have
Jeff
dick rockets.
Bezos, he has an infatuation with penises.
Oh,
He does.
Jeffrey Bezos.
Yeah, this
Like,
is why we have.
look at-
Look, we have.
Dick
We
rockets.
literally-
You want to know the origin of this?
exactly.
This is our friend Jackie Summers came on the show, and if y'all have not met Jackie is the first Black distiller that has his own brand.
Yes.
Whoa, what is that, Drew? That looks like a giant Amazon taco.
Well, see, that's just the thing.
oh, it's a dick.
He likes penises.
Get that out of my face.
He likes penises.
Dick
So-
rockets.
All right, can I
Dick rockets.
can I ask a random question?
Yeah.
Who is your favorite actor to play Batman?
Ooh.
Doug?
Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Pretty easy, actually.
I don't know.
Even though
This-
the latest one,
this year,
Supposedly Robert
This-
Pattinson was excellent, but I haven't seen it yet.
he was excellent.
this
It was so good.
this Twilight fucker. This
Twilight.
Twilight
He's a
fucker.
he's a good fucking actor. He's a really good
He's-
actor.
Doug,
Eh, eh,
you need to
Yeah.
watch that movie, sir.
All right, I'm gonna have to now.
Drew,
Hey, have you?
Drew,
he-
question right back at you.
yeah.
Live action or all media?
Ooh, live action, because if it's anime, what's my guy, Luke Skywalker? Because he does he does majority of the Jokers animated, so like that I just yeah, but
Oh, you're
Let's see
going
here.
really old school there, Kevin Conroy.
I am
Holy
I am
shit.
live action actual Batman, not playing Bruce Banner. I mean, not Bruce Wayne. Forgive me, Bruce Wayne. I've been drinking. Fuck off. I'm gonna go Pattinson. I really am.
he was really good.
I don't want to give you any spoilers, Doug, but like
It's so good.
you really
good.
see the world's greatest detective.
Yeah.
Which
Okay.
Bale,
I would be
Bale
interested to
was-
see that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I would be intrigued because then that's not like the same Batman that we see. Like every Batman has been a little different. Like some of them are more campy. Bale, the only thing that annoyed me about Bale was his voice changed so fucking much from the first one he was in. Like, dude, your vocal cords are gonna explode. Please stop doing that. Like,
Yeah, but that shit was scary though. It made you like,
yeah, but it gave
Yeah.
you gave him an edge that was like kind of different. Like it
Yeah.
almost like it made him a borderline like anti-hero in a way, just for the voice.
Yes.
But yeah.
Manny's right too.
And I agree with you because like I went into when I first saw the Batman, I was like, "Yo, I'm not with this
Where
shit.
is he?
It's dark.
This shit is trash."
The movie is literally dark.
And it's a
It
3-hour long movie. It's long
Literally
as
dark.
fuck, but it's literally
Right.
keeps you on the edge of your seat minute for minute. Like I did not yawn. But I was like, shit, because on the fucking movie.
Michael Keaton was great too, though. You know?
Michael Keaton was good too.
No,
Keaton's dope.
Yes.
He was
But
dope,
he wasn't
like,
the
you know,
best, though.
he got top.
Yeah. He sucked. Is that what I heard? Wow.
No.
When he was the best Batman,
Exactly.
fight me, he was
Zach,
old, rich, and
stop.
he had it all.
With the exception of the accentuation of the nipples and the booty, it was kind of weird. But
Okay, all right. So new question. Best Bruce Wayne live action, because like I'll give you Clooney Keaton as far as best Bruce Wayne, but like the actual Batman persona and character, like that shit changes.
That's fair point.
Best Bruce Wayne is probably Keaton.
I'll probably get it's because I mean it's either Keaton or Bale for me. Keaton or Bale.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say Bale was actually surprisingly good as Bruce Wayne, because he did those things where like he looked like he was sleeping in the board meeting, but he was actually paying attention, and he was like very, very smart and like able to do things that like he used that sort of playboy persona to kind of hide that he was actually paying attention.
So am I agreeing to, like, from what I hear out of everybody, even everybody that's commenting, nobody gives a fuck about Ben Affleck?
No.
Or Val Kilmer.
Or Val, I forgot about Val.
I had forgotten about Val.
Yeah, Val.
Right.
Yeah.
For a reason. So as someone, y'all brewers and y'all trying to get a lot of people to buy your liquid, and we're fine. So you don't have to answer this question if you don't. But Doug, you have to answer this question, damn it.
Uh-oh.
As the white person on the board, what's worse, white people with money or white people without money?
White people with money by a fucking mile. Listen, white people without money are just misled. White people with money are driving the fucking train and driving it over the fucking cliff.
I'll give y'all a pass, but if y'all wanna respond, you can. But I'll give y'all a pass for obvious reasons.
So I will. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No. You go.
Go, man. Go.
I'm not going to answer the question, but I'm going to reword the question.
Oh.
Which one do you prefer, a cowboy or a redneck?
Definitely a cowboy.
I get it.
Because a cowboy is a redneck with money.
I'm sorry.
Right. The cowboy though. Drew, it's about the hat and the boots, bro.
Pretty much. The quality of the hat and the boots.
Right. Because not that I'm jealous. If there's any part of white culture that I'm jealous of being black, it's kind of that. Like that shit's slick with the hat and the boots and
that fucking 10 gallon, that fucking
and the suspenders there. And Doug, you're not into that shit at all. Listen, if there's Doug, I'm narrowing down white culture and picking one thing that
well, that's fair. That's fair. I'm just saying for me, no.
So what about white culture do you embrace, Mr. White Man?
I don't know.
Look at that.
I really don't know.
The reaction. I'm sorry. Did he say suspenders?
Yes, he did. Hey,
what if I told you there's such thing as a black redneck?
What's that?
What if I told you there's a such thing as a black redneck?
Oh, I'm sure there is.
Yeah.
They show up on the Twitter app and Twitter Spaces all the time.
So my father's side is from South Carolina, and that's the thing. You're gonna, wear your hat, so you wear your boots and your suspenders. It's a thing.
They have shit kickers.
It's a thing.
Right.
I think the problem for the hats and the boots thing, it reminds me too much of Texas, and I fucking hate that state. So I just can't disassociate them. Maybe that's my problem.
I saw it. It's pretty good.
It's great.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. The ending is interesting. It's got a twist there, and it's fun. Manny, we don't.
I'm sorry.
Manny,
well, all right now.
Manny's our guest next week. We're not. But yeah. So y'all can get messy too. It's so much fun.
Yeah, this is part of the show that like we do all the formal shit at the beginning, and then we go, all right, let's have some fun, and then we just go up and over.
We'll get back to your formal shit in a bit. I got one more question for y'all, okay? And this is where it could get bad. I'm warning you, Jasmine. We get really nasty when it comes to food on this show. So
We don't care
Doug
what you
is-
drink, but food we have.
Doug is a
lot of
complete degenerate when it comes to a lot of this shit. And Doug, I got a buzzer for you.
Oh, good. Perfect.
So when Doug talks during this part, I can just. Okay, so here we go. You can save only 2 foods, and the rest are gone.
No, but tacos are life. Bacon is life.
Fuck. First instinct: steak and wings.
Doug,
But
what
we're
can't we
from the
eat on here
DMV.
besides
And
everything,
blizzards.
right?
This is so wrong.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say burger and fries.
You're gonna shoot burger and fries into the sun.
No, those save 2 foods. It's not.
Hey.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah,
Burgers
fries.
and fries.
Fries are like one of my favorite food groups. So that's that stays.
Fries. Wow.
I love fries.
Jasmine,
That's just
let's
wrong.
go. Let's go.
All right.
Let's go.
Good luck.
Okay. So
Maybe
it's definitely tacos.
Mm-hmm.
Tacos and wings.
Pick something else so we can both share. God damn it.
All right, tacos and shrimp.
There we Should have said
Wait,
bacon.
Gotta think.
wait, Drew. What are
I
you
just
saving
bacon on my
though?
tacos. We'll be all right.
Look, y'all dynamic duels. So if y'all both save the same shit, you can have at least 4 things, right? Or
No, he's
See, the
saying
fun
you can
part
have
with
4
that-
different things.
Yeah. And the fun part with that, we can have wings. He likes the drums. I like the flats.
Yeah.
So everything is eaten.
Yeah.
okay. So Drew, you keep
Anybody
the
else
wings,
team
right?
drums? No.
Is that what I
Team
heard?
drums? Huh?
Controversial
Yeah,
opinion.
good
Wings
job.
are, as my friend Jerry Richards said, wings are more work than they're worth. They're tasty, but there's not a lot of meat.
I'm sorry, Doug. You deserve that shit. What?
As long as they're cooked good, they'll slide right off the bone if you're doing right.
I'm sorry, Doug.
Okay.
Yes.
No, I'm not allowed to speak now, so I'll shut up.
Right. Fries are
Yep.
the only
That's
side.
because they are the best side that's ever existed. So yes.
Yeah. Do I have a gong?
Potatoes.
Mm.
I don't have a gong yet.
Good gone.
I'll get a gong for next week. You've gone too far.
All right, so Doug, what 2 foods are you saving?
I said burger and fries because you can make burgers in a
Burgers
whole
and
shit
fries.
ton of ways. And fries are just,
I
I
got you.
love potatoes and almost every derivative, so fries have to stay.
See, my
All right.
third one is
Greg, what is it?
I'm saving 3. I don't care about the fucking graphic. How about that? I want tacos, wings, and pizza. That's it.
Tacos and wings.
Rest, I don't, and pizza.
and
I need
pizza.
my pizza. I'm sorry, Doug. I don't get
No,
the.
I don't get to eat pizza hardly at all now. So
I don't either, but I need that shit still. I don't care. I got it. I don't do it with the pepperoni. Give me some fancy like margarita pizza or something with some cheese. Come on, Doug.
Ooh.
it's delicious. I just
It's a cheat. It's a complete cheat meal though. At this point for us, though.
yeah. Well,
But don't give me that. Look at that slimy ass burger, dog. Come on now, like that shit.
dude, burgers are fucking delicious.
Yeah.
They are so good. And listen, there's all these options. There's all kinds of good options on there. It's not that any of them are terrible. It's just
Right.
like you have to pick the 2.
Right.
Oh yeah. Oh, here we go. Oh, all right. So this you
Tell
have to
the
explain
story,
that,
so
Greg.
they know what the hell. Yeah.
So Greg has like, what is it? A green egg that you use,
Well,
or is it something
Yeah,
similar? A
Yeah,
ceramic?
red egg or yeah, it's red.
Yeah.
But
So he talked about cooking his wings at like 5,000 degrees for like 3 minutes. And Zach just like drinks like some like bricks. It's just
Right. It's 400 for an hour. Shut up, Zach. Shut up, Doug. Shut up, all you.
On
I can do whatever the
direct heat
hell
or
I-
indirect heat?
Indirect. Indirect.
Indirect.
Yep.
Okay.
400
I can see
per hour.
400 indirect. I can see that.
Yes, yes.
okay.
400 degrees. Look at
What is this, a juvenile album?
An hour.
Yes, I can do anything on my stream.
all right,
Dave.
so-
Let me be.
Can I do a third beer? Because that made me
Quick
thirsty.
question to y'all. Another
Yep.
question.
Yep. Go ahead.
Pizza. Pineapple go on pizza.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Oh, come on, Greg.
Goes on in smoothies. Pineapple stays in the jar. Pineapple does
Yes.
not go on pizza.
So remember when I said we have
Thank
our flaws?
you.
Mhm.
Pineapple goes on pizza.
No, it doesn't. Shut up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Drew. The lady's right again. I need to eat. Doug and I talk about pineapple, and y'all got offended because I said pineapple. Probably most of it should just be shot into the sun. It's a fucking waste. Sorry. The texture, I can't do it. It's what? Can somebody
good.
explain
Now,
the
you can't
texture of
eat too
pineapple?
many
Come
of
on,
them.
explain that
Yes,
shit.
you can.
Your mouth gets all raw if you eat too many of them. But I mean, pineapple's good.
As a man, you're supposed to eat more pineapple.
Oh,
Drew, do you approve of this mess down here?
No jalapeno.
Jalapeno pineapple and pepper on it. Yes, the fuck I do. That sounds delicious. Let's go. With the stuffed crust? Hell yeah.
Look, I'm with Jasmine. Jasmine, we're
I don't know who you are.
Yes, you do.
That's not.
Yes, you do. I'm the man that can't brew IPAs.
next year in Pittsburgh, let's hit a pizza joint, and I will be open my mind. And you can order pineapple, and
See,
I'll try pizza,
Mine closed.
and
thing,
we'll go from there.
It whole for that. Just you can sample and
Yeah.
take the hate. It's delicious.
JP and P on pizza.
Doug, what you got there?
JHG. Stop. JHG. Doug, what's going on in that glass?
So this I found, and it's such a weird little label that I had to get it. It is a beer made in Denmark by a brewery called Tool. See if I can get it on the camera there. So this is only it's a tiny bottle. It's like 10 ounces, but it's a milk. It's called Yule milk aged in bourbon barrels. So it's basically Yule milk as the milk stout portion. It's the milk portion of this milk stout. So aged in brewed with vanilla and aged in bourbon barrels. So it was just a weird label, and I picked it up, but there's nice and dark. Smells super bourbony. The vanilla is really present on the nose. So cheers, folks.
Cheers.
Yeah, that is like the milk and the vanilla are like really play nice to each other, and then the booze just finishes it off. Really, really nice. This is I'm trying to see what ABV. It's only 8.5 fluid ounces, so it's small. 15% ABV. Whoo, hooey, whoa! I didn't know it was that high, but yes, glad it's only 8.5 ounces. Holy moly! That's a Dave Max special there. 15%.
Does it now? Does it taste? Does it taste 15%?
Yeah, because of the bourbon barrel aging. Like the
Thank you,
bourbon barrel
Jonathan.
really,
Appreciate you.
yeah, but that really just finishes off. So,
Does that count, Daniel?
yeah, that works.
He wanted a gong for Doug.
The Gong Show.
Yes. Let's get back to some sort of like decorum here on this thing.
Yeah, decorum. What is this fucking show? We don't have decorum.
So I heard y'all talk about on one of y'all social medias or some video I found out about you because I did do some research on you this week even more because I wanted to kind of get below the surface. Y'all talking? Are you?
Yeah.
What is Now I got to phrase this question right. What is y'all's creativity? How does that mesh with the homeland continent of Africa? Meaning, y'all have some kind of well, obviously you're black, so eventually at some point, I believe that we all came from that continent. Some of us don't believe that. I'm not trying to go down that rabbit hole at this moment, so we'll keep that aside. But as far as brewing goes, y'all want to have some type of connection with the homeland. Y'all want to explain that? Or am I wrong?
To a degree, yes. Yes. African Queen of her 7 Seas IPA, right? Major reason why we chose African Queen hops because African Queen of her 7 Seas more so West Coast IPA. Normally going to get dankiness out of it. We took the dankiness out, and we wanted to hop from Africa, preferably South Africa, and put it in an IPA and show that you don't need your typical West Coast IPA hops to brew an IPA. Alpha acids is what it's all about, right? Higher alpha acids is going to give you your bitterness, your aromas, your flavors that you want. And we wanted to put that on the forefront with the African Queen hop. Mm-hmm. It just happens that Falcon's Flight 7 Seas is a proprietary blend of hops that's going to give you your typical fruitiness that you need, but that African Queen is going to just round it out so well to where it melts out and it's very good and approachable. Mm-hmm. It's weird. We had a DMV Collective brother hit us up. It was like, man, I was going to brew a beer with African Queen. And I was like,
you still can.
You still can't. And he's like, but you guys got it all wrapped up in the bag. And I'm like, no, we don't. Just a play on words that the logo is something that's portrayed as a queen, right? And we use African Queen hops, and it's actually the beer. It's just us just glorifying the hop. It's not us trying to be overly pro-black. I know that can be perceived wrong, but we are literally doing a play on words on a hop and portraying it in a way that we're glorifying a hop. Mm-hmm. And for us, that's what it's all about. So we will try to find other things in the future that's from Africa, whether it's a spice, herb, adjunct, something along those lines, and try to create things more in the future. To show that there are things that we don't have to use for our home soil to actually, brew a beer with.
Right.
And I think that's something that you'll find more out of African-American craft brewers. The adjuncts, the flavor profiles, what they want to bring towards the liquid. It's very exciting to see because some people have a different grasp on what they want to do with beer than what we do, and same vice versa. So super excited for it.
I just I like that you're doing this with like the play on words and using it to kind of convey the message that you want to, because that's marketing is a big part of it, and that's the thing. Like, right. For me, marketing, there's a way to get your stuff in front of people to get the message you want out, but also having it be approachable so people will want to, like, even folks that you might not think are your target audience. And that's why, like, for me, like, I like the can art you have for that because it's really simple, but it's really conveys the message you want to put out. And can art for me is really important because I think if you're investing time in getting the right can art or bottle art, that means you care about what your product is. So now, granted, I've had beers where the can art's fucking great and the beer's terrible, but that is rare. I have had lots of beers where the can art's bad and the beer is bad. And I don't know. I believe that you guys have kind of nailed the idea of trying to convey the message along with the brewing process and the hops and everything like that. And I really think you've really nailed that.
And so with that, just to go over all of our labels, we make those labels in house. That's literally us in front of a laptop, just doing graphic design and going from there, right? Also a lot of influence off of me from my past in beer distribution. When it in the off premise and in the on premise, the tap handle has to be right, whether it can stick out like a needle in a haystack between 20 to 50 taps. Your can art, whether you're in a beer store, grocery store, liquor store, the can art has to pop no matter which shelf that it sits on. Prime real estate is eye level because that's what your eyes gravitate to first. But whether you're all the way at the top, whether you're all the way down at the bottom, there's something about your label that's going to stick out on the shelf to really grasp the consumer. And that can albeit be what their personal beliefs are, what they want society to be, etc. Right? So with that, the African Queen, we actually, the original label was that the Queen was in the middle where the wording was, and the wording was on the side. But I was like, well, how about we put the Queen on both sides? So whether if it's on a shelf, if it's a 6-pack and you're looking at 2 cans, one can be the lettering, the other can be the actual Queen, right? Or if the can is sitting on a table, no matter who walks by, they'll look at it and be like, oh, wow, like
What's that?
What the hell is that, right? Some of the other ones, like the lemongrass saison, the plum basil, which is what we're looking at, more abstract, more like, one of those type of things that's just going to just grasp the eye and be like, ooh, what's that? Let me pick it up. And when you pick it up, you see lemongrass saison or you see plum basil farmhouse ale, and it's like, wow, let me see what this is about. Like, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, it's almost abstract, simple, but less is more, right? And as far as the South of DC cream ale, that's almost our own self-combat to the African Queen, because being from Southern Maryland, the biggest thing is that it's a little bit more of a rural area, right? So it's really dope that there's Black-owned breweries down here, but there are places that the cream ale can touch that the African Queen can't. And that's something for us as a business. We have to make those judgment or that we can appease everyone.
Yeah. Can we talk a bit too about the idea of, please, folks, when you're making your can art or your designs or whatever, even your logo, your font fucking matters. If you have a shitty font, that's going to throw everything off. I mean, there's some breweries I see with your font looks just like a 3-year-old made that. Like, please get that tighter if you really want to do well. And they might have perfectly great beer, but like if your font is bad, like, I mean, your font works super well there. It's very simple and straightforward, but that's fine. That's important. And JHG is a graphic artist, so this is kind of in his wheelhouse. But it's just funny how much that you talked about. You want something to catch the eye, but you want it to catch the eye in the right way. You don't want to be like, what the hell is that? Like, there's, I think that's something that you guys have taken a careful approach to understanding what that means. And like you said, your background, Drew, in beer sales and things like that, I think helps with that. But yeah, it matters.
Yeah, like as a distributor rep, like I've seen brands make it and I've seen brands fail based off of the can. Just like how you said, Doug, like people fall victim to the label. The label can be very dope, liquid as shit, or vice versa. The beer doesn't even sell that well because the label is shit, right? There are a bunch of big name breweries out there that they have to change a label either yearly or maybe 2 or 3 years down the road, because sales get stagnant because the label becomes old or it's too busy to the point to where it just blends in on the shelf.
Right.
And it happens. It literally does. Going back, so design makes impression, the beer sells the product. Exactly. So that's just one of those things. And as you see out of the core four, African Queen is a little bit different. Excuse me, the liquid. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Jonathan. But as you see, like the African Queen, we really wanted to portray, being Black, African Queen, and the label is completely different between the other three. So if you see the rest of the three, you're going to have that black bar at the bottom. You have the can art on the top, and everything is pretty much placed in the same spot. Logo is always going to be on the right. ABV stuff's going to be on the left. Then go from there. But the African Queen is so abstract and so different between the four. We wanted to just jazz that one up a little bit.
It reminds me a bit, Greg, when we went to one that's pretty close to Drew and Jasmine, well, sort of close. It was Heavy Seas when we went there when we were down in Baltimore. And they were shifting their logo from that cartoony pirate thing, which honestly, for me, I was like, I don't want to drink any of their stuff because it was cute, but like it was cute. That's not how you want to sell beer. But then they were shifting it to something a little more simplistic and a little more stylistic that was a little more adult. Yeah. And I like that much better. Remember, we were even talking to the bartender about that, and they were talking about how they wanted to shift all that. And that's just a thing. So yeah.
Amen. So we're gonna get y'all out of here because I have stuff to talk to y'all about that I can't let all y'all see. Sorry.
Yeah, so after show time.
Right. But until then, real quick, we'll talk about this
before we do that.
Okay.
Greg, I'm sorry.
No
I saw somebody comment, I don't know who it was, but they said about like a barrel of flow with the African.
I'm scared to ask.
Yeah. There were moments at Barrel and Flow where, there were moments at Barrel and Flow that we had Caucasian folks come up and says, "Oh,
can I get the 7 C's?
Or can I get the Queen?
Or just IPA?" We're like, let me try the IPA. Scared to say African Queen?
And we had one person be strong enough to say, "I don't feel right saying African Queen," and it's like,
why?
I was like, yeah, why? Because it's a hop. It's legit a name of a hop. You showed up to an all-Black beer festival showcasing nothing but Black-owned breweries. It's the name of the product. Say it. It is what it is. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not offensive. Because if it was offensive, we wouldn't have put it out there. So, first off, it's the name of a hop. It's the name of the beer. And my wife is my African Queen. So,
look at that, y'all.
Look at that. Oh, love is in the air, folks.
She brewed it.
Yeah. Made up for what he was about to do earlier. So I don't know what that was, but we saved him from that, Doug.
I thought it was sweet.
No, we can't fault people for being overcautious. We can just do what y'all did, was be kind and lead them to the right thing. I think a lot of people are, especially after George Floyd, are trying to be more mindful about the way they talk to us and the way they talk about us. And I think that overall that is a good thing. If people need a little bit of help, I'm here to help. If you're going to be an asshole, hit the bricks. So I just heard concern and, when you respect someone, you don't want to just say shit, just random shit. That's called respect. Like, that's what we should be teaching. So, kudos to y'all for handling that in the proper way, which is, again, showing love, because I believe that came from love. I believe they just didn't want to be, rude, and they were just, you know what I mean? So gracious education. That's it. Right there. No, we're not playing the Kid Rock song. Zach,
maybe we'll play it. Maybe we'll play it when we shoot him into the sun. Bob would
Copyright.
have bought a
Look,
loop as he
right.
fires into
What's
the
your feelings? Right. JC's right. Drew with the winning line. And Doug, you'll go second here, but we'll. A somewhat weekly feature here, y'all, is that we talk about things that y'all are watching that is compelling. Y'all got anything? And also, before we get to that question, how do y'all watch TV? Binge together? Does Jasmine run into the other room with a box of popcorn and says, "You stay out"? How does that work with the? How look? I already get reactions from Drew.
Drew is like, all right,
No,
let's get ready
there
to
are a lot
rumble.
of shows.
How do y'all? Yeah,
There's a
how do
lot of
y'all
shows
work
that
this
we do
out?
watch together. we do have a lot of shows that we watch together, but with me probably still working from home, I'm able to watch my girly shows while he's at work. So I'll binge those while he's away. But then later on,
What
we
are the
might
girly
watch
shows?
some
Tell me.
wrestling.
Tell me the girly shows.
I'm
What are they?
sorry.
Tell me the girly
Oh,
shows. Let's
so
hear 'em.
I'm watching. I'm watching Married to Medicine. I'm watching my Housewives show. I'm watching. I'm watching the Ratchet
shows.
Stuff.
It seems like
what I'm
there's
watching.
Shipwreck or The Love Boat. What are these again? I'm sorry. The many Housewives shows. There's like 17 of them, I think. That's what it feels
so
like.
mainly Potomac and Atlanta. Those are the ones that I watch. The Housewives that I watch.
She can have them all.
No,
y'all should be watching the Kid Rock video. Thanks, Zach.
Thanks, Zach.
In post-production, now we're gonna do it. Right. What's up, Drew? What do you watch?
So
or watching
for me, so like we are big we're big wrestling fans. So we're all about like wrestling, WWE, AEW. So like Monday Night Raw, Wednesday Night Dynamite, Friday Night SmackDown, Friday Night Rampage. And
sometimes we might watch some NXT on Tuesdays too. Sometimes
we'll buy the pay-per-views.
Okay. This is the first time we heard wrestling, I think.
Yeah. Like it's wrestling is a big thing in this house. We watch. There's like top 10 shows and all that stuff on YouTube. We'll check that out. We DVR all this shit. We'll buy all the pay-per-views. We go to the wrestling shows. Like it's a thing. So we're all about the wrestling. So we're nerds. Austin 316 says, "I just whipped your ass." You know what I mean? But with that, besides that, Marvel shows, Star Wars shows.
We finally got around to watching Moon Knight, which was nice.
Moon Knight was excellent.
Yeah,
Moon Knight was great.
We since we've been together, like I've gotten Jasmine into Marvel and like just follow it through.
I've been watching Marvel.
Well, this relationship is a lie.
Now, Star Wars, I've been getting into, but I've been into Marvel.
But yeah, Star Wars is a prime example. Like we're going through all the shows. Like I've seen all the movies, so I'm just going back and going from there. EC Dub. Love you, Zach. But yeah, so with that, we're very big on the Marvels and the Star Wars Disney Plus.
We're a couple of episodes behind, but I'm finally getting Drew into the Game of Thrones saga. So he caught on to a couple of the last episodes of the last season, and then I got him on House of the Dragon now, and he's like, "What the hell do you have me watching? Just watch. It's so good.
That shit is so good.
It's so good.
It's wild as fuck." And I'm like, yo, the shit is. I'm like, this shit's been going on. It's still going on today, and I'm like, y'all motherfuckers glorify this shit. I'm like, yo, this shit is wild. Everything that's wrong with society that we see.
It was normal
today.
back then.
It's like, oh shit.
By the way, it wasn't normal anytime. That's a fictional story. Who gives a shit?
No, I don't fucking know because if I say anything on Twitter, I'm getting nailed to the fucking cross.
Don't do it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I see people
don't
back
do
eating-
that.
Yeah, don't go there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like everybody sitting back
Don't do it.
eating popcorn, okay with this shit. I'm like, yo, how the fuck can you morally watch this shit?
Right.
Anyway,
I always,
but
I don't even get into Doug with that. I just call it his dumb dragon shows, is what I call them.
No, no. That's a dumb dragon show.
yeah, and they petty as fuck too.
I love
You know what I
it.
mean? Like,
Oh,
you say,
the pettiness is the best part.
Wow.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Yes.
Wow. All right.
you dare
All right.
smite me.
They're so
You dare smite me.
and they're so sassy. I love it.
But besides that, you know, we're big on movies as well too. We do our best to go to the movies once or twice a month, and you know that
Oh,
helps.
about the date night.
It helps with the husband and
night.
wife thing, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It literally takes
So-
you. It seems like y'all need to be taken away from home because Jasmine works there, and then I'm sure when you're at home, you probably want to like toss around, intrusion ideas, and somebody won't shut up when it's the time to shut up. That's usually me. I'm like, it's like 11 o'clock, and I'm talking like Daddy Porter stuff, and the eyes glaze over, and everybody's eyes here. That's when I know I need to shut up.
So it's the funny part
Anyway,
that you bring
Doug.
that up, Greg, because Drew will get into this rant where he'll just start talking. He'll just talking. He's doing his thing. He's like, "Why aren't you paying attention to me? You feel like you're ignoring me." I'm like, "I'm not ignoring you. I'm letting you do your
It's just
thing."
not
He
the
calls it
time.
his only child syndrome.
Right. I was an only child for 10 years too, so.
So
I know
you
how it
get
is.
it. So like, you'll
I
get a
do get
random
it.
thought. Like, oh, I gotta talk about this.
I-
Let me write this shit down.
Right.
Hey, babe, how do you feel about this? X, Y, and Z. She's like, I
Right.
don't want to talk about this shit.
Right.
No, I'm the oldest child, and guess what I did? Hey, shut up. Nobody cares about your idea. The youngest kid needs something. So you just say, okay. And then I go do my own shit.
Right.
That's what I do. I don't
Damn.
sit there.
There's no filter. I'm thinking it here, and I'm just like,
Nope.
Yeah. Mhm.
it just gets dropped.
My filter is does anybody want to hear this?
Right.
And then if it's the answer is no. Now the problem, there's a caveat to that. If my kids don't want to hear it, I'm still telling them because they need to hear that shit because they need to know what's going on. But
Or I'll get sassy too, and I don't mean to be sassy, but it comes out like, "Oh, I'll wait till you're off your phone, Jasmine, and talk." You know what I mean? Like, and it's like it comes off like, and it's like, "Oh, dude, I didn't mean to say it that."
Yeah. I've gotten that too.
Just shut up. I'm like, just shut up. Just stop talking.
Can I make
Stop talking.
Yeah. Can I make a point before we shift to you and I on what we're watching?
Yeah.
Professional wrestling is the male version of the Real Housewives.
Yes.
It's a soap opera.
No.
It's a soap
No,
opera.
you're
Well,
right.
yeah,
No,
soap
no,
opera.
Not,
Yeah.
not reality TV. Wrestling is
No. It's a
the Young and the
scripted.
Restless.
It's
That's
scripted.
what
You're
it
fair. You're fair enough. I'm
It's
just
Young and
saying
the
like, it's a soap opera. So
Right.
that's where I look at it.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it's bad. If that's the shit you like, fucking eat that shit up and
Yes,
enjoy it.
love it.
It's just
I
like
was a big wrestler. fan.
Oh man.
I was too. Doug, what are you watching?
I have watched this. This is one of my favorite comedians of all time, Patton Oswalt. This just came out this week. And I will tell you that of all his stand-ups I watched, this is probably one of my least favorites. And that's a bummer because I love his humor. I love his humor. But he takes like 15 minutes and talks to audience members, which he never does. And it just completely lost me. Like his humor outside of that was great because he just does these weird offshoot nerdy things that I just love. And just he sitting there where he's talking to people in the front row about where are you from and what do you do? Like that's hackneyed shit that inexperienced comics do. Don't do that. You're fucking a well-known comic. Don't do that. But again, like the bits he does are great because he's Pat Oswalt. But the 15 minutes of that special where he's just talking to the audience, I was just like, can you get past this? Just get to the funny stuff. So I still think it's worth watching because he's funny as fuck. But like just there'd be a bit where you start talking to the audience, you could fast forward like 10 minutes and not miss anything.
Doug, I can kindly say I've never heard of this dude, or not. I've never seen him.
He
So
is
is he
my.
like
By the
political
way,
humor?
dude.
Yeah,
He
look at
is.
those faces
Look
up
at
there.
that. They're nerds. They are nerds. Fucking Marvel has him in the Agents of Shield. Like he's a big Star Wars nerd. Like he's been in a million things, dude.
So what is he?
He
What does he
hosts
normally talk about though? Is he a political
Well,
joker, or is he like an everyday like make fun of America joker, or what is he? All over the place.
he's all over. He's very again. He's just nerdy, and like he does things where he does talk about politics, but not like directly.
Right. Okay.
Like he did a whole thing on vaccinations that was just brilliant on that special that I just think everybody should watch. But like he also goes into these very nerdy tangent bits in his comedy that just you're like, if you're a nerd and you know that fandom, you just completely fucking get what the fuck he's doing. And the people that aren't nerds are completely lost. It's just that's the kind of shit that just makes me laugh. So yeah.
Right. I don't really got much. I just started binging that stupid show, Disappeared, and it scares the crap out of me late at night. So that's it.
Disappeared.
You ever see that? You ever see it?
yeah, we don't be scary.
That's just scary, like real life scary. Well, Jasmine and Drew, I jumped on recently. There's a I think it's an HBO Max show that it's called Black and Missing, and they chronicle how Black people go missing more than white people, and it's definitely less like media. It's less shown in the media. We always have the, you know what I mean, the young white girl who's going missing is always the one that everybody focuses on. Meanwhile, we have like 10 for every white male, female that goes missing, we have 10 Black people go missing or something like that. Something crazy like that.
Mm-hmm.
So then that led me to Disappeared, which is all white people. Go figure. Disappearing, and it just reinforced what I found out in that documentary, that Black people are underrepresented in the area of showing them and showing their stories. So I just started watching Disappear because some of the shit's just fascinating how people just disappear out of like nowhere. So Doug, I'm telling you, there's aliens that come down and zap people up. I already told you.
As Sammy Hagar.
You won't listen to me, but I told you. So when it comes out in a bunch of years that we found out that they were doing it, you come back to me because I was the scholar. So anyway, on that note, we're crazy here, Jasmine. I'm sorry. We apologize in advance. We're not even going to get to the top sheet conversation, but actually, while we're here, we're going to. Do y'all use a top sheet? Yes or no?
A top sheet?
Yeah, the flat sheet.
Yes.
Yes, but no. So, like, we were in the midst of changing our sheet. We were in the midst of changing our sheets, and we didn't put the top sheet back on. So.
Oh no, though.
She prefers the top sheet over me. I don't give a fuck.
Because there needs to be a barrier between your body and the comforter.
Tell them.
Fuck that. Fuck that.
I am Team Drew. Team Drew.
Right? There needs to be a barrier.
My foot's going to hang out on the edge of the bed regardless. All right. And that top sheet is just in the fucking way.
We're definitely not talking about traveling because even Doug believes when you travel, you got to have that top sheet.
Yeah, in hotels that then you need a barrier because they never.
But Doug and his wife commit top sheet massacre by like just completely getting rid of it. How do you do that, Drew? Zip it, Drew.
Drew, your opinion apparently doesn't matter. Guess what? He does this to me too.
Drew, do you do that dumb thing? The what is it? The duvet. Y'all do that stupid shit.
Yeah, but stop because our washing machine. We have a king size bed, so the comfort is not fitting in our washing machine. So yes, we do have a duvet.
We should get a
duvet and a top sheet. Double protection for her pleasure.
Like, what the fuck? I'm
shit. Hey,
I have to stick my foot out. Somebody's comfortable.
stick your foot out. But no, see, but I'm the one that gets hot. I sleep hot, but I want the top sheet.
Right.
It has to.
Right.
Bullshit. Grade A
All right.
bullshit.
Well, we got to stop this mess. We got to let y'all go. Otherwise, we'll be here all night. Zach, no, we don't go for 6 hours every time. That's for you, Zach, and only you. The best question I have left for you, I got two. Doug, you have one? Do you have any left, Doug? Any questions? Doug, are you there?
Uh-oh. Did we lose Doug?
Okay. Well,
Oh.
we could do. Oh, there he is. Oh, looks like he's scrambling there. Two
There we go.
questions for you. Number one, we know that Liquid Intrusion is a young company, and we know that y'all don't have your brick and mortar. Do you guys want to talk about your vision for your brick and mortar? And then in between then and the brick and mortar, we know we can get your beer via stickers, but where else can we find your beer?
So, well, I could talk about our accounts first, and then we can talk about our brick and mortar. So, there is a new Green Turtle restaurant in Brandywine that just opened. We are on tap there. It actually just opened last Monday. We're on tap. We're on tap at the Brass Tap in National Harbor. We're also on tap at Patuxent Brewing Company in Waldorf. They are gracious to have guest taps as well. So we did kind of like some small promotion. We are going to do another release party, but we did some small promotion for the folks that for the guests that were there at Patuxent at the moment. So we are on tap at Patuxent as well as Max's Tap House in Baltimore.
We also have 2 World of Beers that we're on draft on in the state of Maryland, so Rockville and Bethesda. And then we have a bunch of off-premise accounts as well too. So from Baltimore, Bowie, let's see here. Also coming all the way down to our way, we have some places.
And then Jonathan, we are in the process of updating our website so that we can tell you which ones are draft accounts and which ones are the off-premise accounts where you can pick up your 6-packs.
But if you want to know, like right here, right now, at this very instant, follow us on social media, Libco 2021. We have everything posted on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
All right, because JHC's close to you, so he's really interested in that.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And with that, as far as like distro is concerned, we will be looking at trying to get in DC probably sometime mid-year next year, and then probably end of the year, beginning of the following year, probably get over into Virginia. But right now, we are targeting places that are remotely close to where the DC line, the Virginia line is. So like National Harbor, Maryland, is right there on both sides of those skirts. Jonathan, I know you said you're in Alexandria, so I don't know what part, but if you're near Old Town or something along those lines, National Harbor will be your closest spot. Brass Tap, and there's a wine and spirits store that we should be getting in there in the next couple of weeks. So once again, just pay attention to social media, and in the next couple of weeks, you'll see it on our website. As far as if you are not close to Maryland, then yes, you should definitely buy a sticker so you can stay in the know of what's going on. And then you had another question on there, Greg. I forgot.
Can we get them in California? Buy a sticker, Zach, on the website right down there.
Yep, we do ship to all 50 states in the United States, and not doing international yet, but definitely the lower 48 and then Alaska and Hawaii if we need be.
So Jonathan, like I said, that off-premise account, it's a beer and wine store in the National Harbor. We should be in there within the next week or two. So for sure, you'll be able to get a 6-pack to go. And then if you want to just drink on premise, Brass Tap should be having us on there really, really soon. They're just waiting for a keg to kick. So by all means, there are places that are remotely close to you.
Daniel, stickers.
Yeah, sticker. Like our biggest thing. So like, I know the next question that you say, Greg. So like going into brick and mortar, right?
Cool.
So like
cool.
our our aspect of what we're doing, right? So like we realize that we are a contract brewery right now, no brick and mortar. So we are trying to be in places that are remotely close to you, right? So when brick and mortar comes, we want to become a production brewery. We do not want to be a destination spot. Statistically in America, destination spots do not work unless you are a farm brewery, right? Because you have space, there's place for the kids to roam around and play, and you can have multiple events at multiple times of one given day. And we realize that, we respect that, but guess what? I don't have a green thumb, and my wife doesn't have a fucking green thumb. So with that, we will primarily be a production spot that will just so happen to have a tap room. Where we are in Southern Maryland, we realize that it's a hike for a lot of people from Montgomery County, northern part of the state, southern part of the state, even coming from DC. So our biggest thing is that we want to make sure that people are safe traveling home. We would implore that the locals come to the tap room, but other than that, we're going to produce liquid to where it's in your favorite watering hole, in your favorite beer and wine store, things of that nature. And then as long as we can get distribution and be able to sustain those accounts, whether it's in DC, Maryland, Virginia, Philadelphia, go down to the Carolinas, and then just naturally grow across the United States. That's what we think is the best way to go. We definitely want to try to make it west of the Mississippi. We definitely want to get into California, Texas, all that jazz. And the sky's the limit. So like coming to our establishment, although we're flattered, we love it, it's not the end all be all for us. It's all about distro.
Gotcha. And probably the least important question. Sorry, Zach.
As long as you're talking about RVD or the Dudley Boys, we got you. Okay. I will chat your ass right now. I'm waiting.
Oh my God.
All right. Doug, do you have any last questions?
No, this has been great and informative, and I like hearing that your plan doesn't necessarily need like you've thought of what your plan is going forward to grow your business. And listen, there are other people that do the same thing you are, and damn, okay. But yeah, the idea of being able to distro, and I look at something like, Greg, you've been to Weyerbacher, like their tap room's right in the middle of their fucking their production brewery, like literally right in the middle of it. And that's a cool way to go, because it's just here's a place where we don't let our shit go, but it's literally this small space, and they literally
put in their warehouse,
and they put fistles of weird shit, and there's some of their regular stuff, and it's one of the better taproom experiences I've had, just because you're just in the middle of this thing, and it feels like you're in the middle of it, which is really cool. But regardless, I'd love to see your stuff distributed up here at upstate New York. And yeah, I'll be ordering some stickers at some point.
All right.
Thank you so much, you and Jasmine. Next time do a brewery panel, bring them back.
Having Mac and Jessica. So Jessica Jones is a friend of ours on our show who is a trans female brewer in Wisconsin. She makes high gravity, awesome shit. Oh my God.
That's my first thought, is getting these two together, Doug.
Yeah, what a collab that would be. Holy fuck. Yes, please.
I'm already working it.
Well, when you say holy fuck, I'm definitely down now.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Well,
yeah, no.
When I get my sticker, I will send y'all some back. So we'll work on this, and then y'all can taste some Giant Jones and then see what we're all talking about. So cheers to y'all. Please stick around. I got a couple things I want to talk to you about that JHG is upset about. But JHG is fine. Well, JHG, we got it, bro.
Yeah. JHG, reach out to us.
He's mad that we're not going to hear. Yes, JHG. Oh, I'm sorry, Drew, you go.
No, I'm saying JHG, if you have any questions, concerns, I know you're the closest out of everybody that commented. But to everybody that's here, the social medias, LipCoach21, That's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. DM us by all means, or if not, info@libcobeer.com, which is the email. Once again, info @libco LIBCO beer EEER.com COM, and shoot us a message. And with that email will go to either me or my wife, and whoever has a chance to reply back, we will. So by all means.
Excellent. And the reason I want to talk to him is because I want to make sure that this is their last appearance on all my stuff. So it's just plans in the works, y'all. And you'll find out publicly really soon. Doug, we're just gonna go out. Is that cool?
That's cool by me.
All right.
Folks.
So all right,
Thank
y'all. Thank you. Next week we have our serial killer.
Yeah, we have the serial head, fucking Manny Macias.
Yes.
Oh,
he's a serial Drew. Yeah. He came on the show, poured a cereal beer into the cereal,
and ate it on the show. And showed up on the show like Hugh fucking Hefner in a robe.
On the
it was the best.
On a throne, it was like some big chair, and he had a cereal around him. So it's going to be a spectacle.
It's going to be.
You're going to want to check it out.
Yeah.
He's even more of a spectacle than us. Mm-hmm. And Doug, you're a damn spectacle. So I don't know what the hell. Yeah, so we're going to take y'all out. Cheers and thank you.
Thank you.
Wish you the best with the liquid.
Prevail.
The liquid will prevail here. It will.
Yep.